In uniform. Our conversations with Easton are brought to you by Red River Commodities, The Spirit Shop, and Men's Hair Company. Each week, Easton Stick on the Insiders here on Bison 1660.
How is it that NODAC insurance agents have all the answers? Well, when you focus more, you can know more. We don't have to worry about what's happening outside the Midwest, which makes it easier to respond to hailstorms in Carrington, fender benders in Fargo, or crop damage in Cavalier. You see, our agents are right here, which means the answers that give you peace of mind are right in front of you. NODAC Insurance. Agents with answers. Visit us at nodacins.com.
Good news! Gateway Clearance Center's construction is all done. Stop by the newly remodeled Clearance Center and experience Clearance Center pricing. Clearance Center savings. The all-new Gateway Clearance Center has been expanded and remodeled to serve you better with a bigger and better selection of clean used vehicles. The Gateway Clearance Center has over 250 used cars and trucks. Payments starting at just $199 a month. On-the-spot financing. Gateway Clearance Center, 2302 South University Drive, Fargo.
KQWB, West Fargo, Fargo-Moorhead, and KPFX, HD3 Kindred, Bison 1660. Powered by Gateway Chevrolet, Cadillac, Nissan, and Hyundai in Fargo.
We are Fox Sports. And here's what you need to know.
In NFL news, Giants wide receiver Kadarius Toney's hamstring tightened up at practice yesterday, and he had to miss some team drills, according to head coach Brian Daboll. He'll try to practice again today before the Giants determine his status for Sunday's game against the Panthers. The NFL Network is reporting that Cardinals wide receiver Rondale Moore, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, is unlikely to play Week 2 against the Raiders, and that he could miss more than that. NBC Sports is reporting that 49ers general manager John Lynch said that tight end George Kittle's groin is improving and that he will be a game-time decision for Week 2 against the Seahawks. Patriots quarterback Mac Jones was back at practice today after missing yesterday due to illness. Lions head coach Dan Campbell says that running back DeAndre Swift, who injured his ankle during Week 1's loss to the Eagles, will practice a bit today. I'm Monty Bolaños.
You've got the Insiders.
How you play today, from this moment on, is how you will be remembered.
That's what living is. There's 6 inches in front of your face.
Bringing you what you need to know and a whole lot more. Topics you care about, guests you know, and the conversations you came to hear. The Insiders are presented by Proceed. Need seed? Think Proceed.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Now, here are the Insiders.
The Insiders.
The Insiders.
The Insiders.
Insiders.
Rob Hipp and Andy Rickoff.
It is a Friday before the Tucson takeover. Hello, Bison Nation. Welcome on in. A Football Friday on the Insiders, and FCS versus the FBS Football Friday. We are locked and loaded and ready for you today on the show. I would say we're 24 hours from kickoff, but we all know it's a late one tomorrow night down in the desert as the Bison look to win another game against the FBS and declaw the Wildcats of Arizona. Andy Rickoff, Rob Hipp, Micah Bindi with you. We're actually back in the Theraldson Ethanol broadcast studio as well. Micah, it's good to see your face for the first time in it seems like multiple weeks.
Thanks for ditching me, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Out there amongst the Bison Nation, amongst the community as well, but happy to be back inside our Theraldson Ethanol broadcast center. Rob Hipp is looking nice and spiffy because he's got to catch a plane after the show today as the team heads down to Tucson. And your first road trip with the team. You excited to get on the road a bit?
Yeah, man. You know, the biggest thing that I'm excited about is just the professionalism. You know, they were like, Rob, you got to wear a suit and tie. I love that. It's a business trip. Let's get dressed up. Good buddy of mine, Dalton, took great care of me, so we're here. And, hey, by the way, Mike, it is good to see you. I felt so bad for us leaving you. That's why I got you lunch yesterday. So that's why I did that. I felt bad for you, but now that we're back and you're here, I don't feel bad anymore.
I even got a haircut yesterday, so then I look good for you guys, but I'm wearing a hat, so it doesn't really count.
Just say, what's the point of the hat then?
I don't know.
You can't get a haircut. It means you hate the haircut. That's what it means.
No, I just woke up and I had bedhead, so
Well, it should be a pretty quick fix if you've got a fresh haircut. Just put a little water
Dude,
or
short hair. I can show the folks.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Well done. There you go. That's the haircut.
Good?
Sure.
Yeah.
On the horse cam, there you go. You got a camera back there. I'm sure it's been focused on you and only you the last couple of days. But happy back with everybody inside our Theraldson Ethanol Broadcast Center. Theraldson Ethanol, one of the largest ethanol companies in the country. 175 million gallon per year ethanol plant located just west of Castleton. Fuel your future and join their growing team today at TheraldsonEthanol.com. A loaded show for you over the next couple of hours. I know Rob said he got lunch for our guy Micah in the crease. Ian said I had a double cheeseburger at Sicky's yesterday. Big fan. It was National Double Cheeseburger Day, so I felt like I had to. I was that kind of selfish guy, but it was great. It was phenomenal. Bison Nation was also great yesterday. Fun to see a lot of folks out at Sicky's. And we'll be back out there again next Thursday, too, so make sure you stop on out for next Thursday's broadcast from Sicky's. I know a lot of our regulars were already heading down to Tucson, weren't able to come yesterday, but a lot of other fans were out there that were first-timers out to Sicky's at our shows, and hopefully they come again and again and again. Tomorrow, our pregame coverage starts at... It'll be at 4 o'clock was when the pregame coverage starts. Ross Uglum and the Bison Report show live from Tucson. Ross will be bringing you some of the latest ahead of NDSU in Arizona. Then locally right here in Fargo, the Bison Tailgate show with Brad Jones will start at 6 o'clock from Applebee's off 19th Avenue North in Fargo. Again, Applebee is for all of our pregame coverage tomorrow of NDSU in Arizona. Come on out. Watch the football game there. They've got their unlimited boneless wing special for just $12.99 right now, plus some great margaritas and other cocktails and things going on during their happy hour to watch NDSU and Arizona. Our pregame coverage for Bison Tailgate Show and Bison Game Day starting at 6 o'clock, going until 9 o'clock there at Applebee's just north of the Fargo Dome. And that's going to be a fun time out there. We've got prizes to give away. We've got tickets. We've got yard signs. We've got T-shirts, all that kind of stuff to give away at Applebee's. So make sure you stop on out there for all of our pregame coverage. And then at 9 o'clock is when the network takes over. Rob, the Hall of Famer Phil Hansen, got Cole Jurek on the sidelines. If he's able to survive night 1 when he gets down there, I know for a fact there's a BFPA event, Bison Football Players Association event at Frog and Firkin. If you haven't already heard about that, that's taking place tonight. So, guessing Cole Jurek will be at that.
He said he was. He's going to be there.
Well, he kind of has to be there as a leader of the BFPA. Kind of has to be there. Rob, it's going to be up to you to one, stop by and say hello, but also to make sure that Cole Jurek is at the game on Saturday night.
Hey, man, I got a lot more. You know what, man? Bison Nation has been so gracious to me through these first 2 games, but there's still some things I've got to work on. I have made myself vulnerable now I told you, Andy, I'm totally cool with things happening, so you're going to come up with maybe a pie to the face or something if there's something that I do that I shouldn't do on the broadcast. So We've already talked about do not ever say North Dakota again, and I knew that. I think I slipped twice. Bison Nation, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to make sure that does not happen again. If it does, that may be a pie to the face, and then we're going to limit the mamas because, we love mama, but maybe only 4 times a game. Outside of that,
of them.
Yeah, just a couple. Well, 4.
Well, yeah, more than a couple, but.
And it was cool. The university put together the highlight reel, and then after one of those touchdown calls, I forget what player it was.
James Casey.
He looks at the carry, goes, he's like, "Hey, Mom, I love you, Mom," or something. I was like,
that was
perfect.
For you, Mom.
Yeah, it worked
exactly.
perfect. That's why we say, "Oh, Mama."
There you go.
Yeah.
So that was a great highlight reel put together by Scott Anderson and the crew there with NDSU media, multimedia, and all the video work that they do after throwing out a recap there of the win against North Carolina A&T. There'll be a pretty fun recap. They pull this one off down in the desert. I can't wait for the video tomorrow morning that they release. They send out there and seeing what all that hype looks like around this game, because this is obviously a big one against an FBS foe. But we got tons of pregame coverage, and before we get to that, we've got a ton of great stuff on the show today as well. First off, we will be giving away our Ultimate Tailgate giveaway today, courtesy of Bud Light, the official beer of the Bison. If you haven't already, go to our Facebook page. There's a post up right here, right now on our Facebook page, Bison 1660 on Facebook. You go there, and if you look at the post, you'll see a keyword for the week. It changes every week. Go find that keyword, text it to 701-476-1660. That registers you for a chance to win the Ultimate Tailgate Package, which is a case of Bud Light, some glasses from Bud Light as well, and that's a great tailgate package to improve your game day experience on Bison game days, and you can win that just by texting the keyword to 701-476-1660. We'll pick a winner here at the end of this hour. Also on Facebook, call your shot, your chance to win a free night stay at Homewood Suites here in Fargo. The predictions so far have been pretty close. The first couple of weeks, I think the winner from week 1 was only 5 points off, and last week the winner was only 3 points off. So you got to be pretty close to the accurate score and the winner. But go to our Facebook page, Bison1660. There's the Call Your Shot graphic, the post there on our Facebook page. You comment on that post before kickoff tomorrow night against Arizona, and if you are the closest to the correct score with the correct winning team as well, you have a chance, or you will, if you're the closest, you will win a free night stay at Homewood Suites in Fargo. So a couple of ways you can win here on the show and on Bison 1660. You can also win throughout the week when we're at different spots on our Bison 1660 Road Tour, which you can find stops for the Road Tour on our website. Today, the show's going to be a lot of fun, though. 11:30 on the program. Rich Herrera from Wildcat 1290. We're Bison 1660. They're Wildcat 1290. So we've got the market cornered on mascot named radio stations. At 11:30, Rich Herrera will stop by. And he also I was actually on the show with him yesterday down in Tucson, so he's returning the favor, coming on Bison 1660 with us. He'll preview this matchup, tell us who the playmakers are, and what Tucson, if at all, if they're worried about this matchup with the Wildcats and NDSU. Obviously, they know about the history of this program by now, and I think there's some fans down there that are excited for this one. Some fans are saying, I wish we hadn't scheduled this one. It wasn't scheduled by the current coaching staff and Jed Fish. It was scheduled by, I believe, Rich Rodriguez when he was as the head coach of the football program there for Arizona. So that's the way these things work. They're scheduled 6-7 years in advance sometimes. The current coaching staff, the current team might be a different team in place when you actually play the game. That's what it is here with this one. And so, Jed Fish, was he excited for this one when it was on the schedule? I have to think probably not, but Rich Herrera will join us to go over everything on a Wildcat perspective at 11:30. At 12, he makes his return once again to the airwaves of Bison 1660. One Zach Mathis with 2 touchdown receptions already this season, and the body's feeling good. It's feeling healthy. Looking for him to possibly get his 3rd touchdown this week against Arizona. Caught up with Zach earlier this week. We'll play that conversation for you at noon. And then 12:15, let's relive one of the greatest moments in Bison history. We did the Throwback Thursday yesterday for the walk-off field goal. Cam Peterson with the winner against Iowa. How about one of the other big plays in that game that led to NDSU having a chance to win it? The interception returned for a touchdown by one MJ Stumpf, former Bison linebacker. MJ will join us at about 12:15 today on the program and give us his perspective from that win for NDSU against Iowa and what he is looking forward to in this one for NDSU against Arizona, plus just an update on what he's doing. I know we like to catch up with some of our former Bison players. He's one we haven't had on the show very often. So what's MJ up to? We'll catch up with him at about 12:15 on the program, and looking forward to all of that stuff today. So it should be a fun show. We'll keep it moving and grooving throughout. But as always, you can be a part of the show. 701-476-1660 is the number to call and or text. It's the Epic Company's hotline. Or you can email the program, studio at bison1660.com, the Rick Electric email inbox, which is open for you today. Before we go any further into the show, how about we talk about what was last night, Rob, and that epic game between the Chargers and the Chiefs, Thursday Night Football, the first one of Thursday Night Football with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit as well on Amazon Prime. I had a way to watch it. I was able to find a way to watch Amazon Prime. Were you able to catch any of that game last night, Chargers-Chiefs, as Patrick Mahomes walks off a winner?
Yeah, I didn't catch the whole game, but I'm kind of highlight Rob right now. I was watching some of the highlights. By the way, I think everything went really well the first time on Amazon Prime. I heard some chatter this morning, some people complaining, it didn't look good on my screen. Well, it's your screen. It's not the service. I mean, Amazon does it right. I like the graphics. I like how they had everything. Jeff Bezos was there. It looked like he'd been out having a little party time before the game. Mm-hmm. But, it was great, man. And then I picked Kansas City to defeat the Chiefs. I think that, some people.
The Chargers.
The Chargers.
There you go.
Kansas City. There's the first pie to the face.
Yep.
Kansas City to defeat the Chargers. Yeah, it's coming, dude. And, me being in East Texas, where I came from, I liked Patrick Mahomes. Got to see a little bit of him in the high school level and what he did in White House, Texas, and it's so cool to hear him because he's still got that Texas twang to him when he talks. But, man, what a great game. 13 points in that fourth quarter as the Chiefs come back on the Chargers, take care of business in that game. And, by the way, I'm just going to brag about this for just a few short more days, and then Sunday tomorrow it's probably going to fall apart. But I am now 8-0 in the pick'ems.
Yeah, it's going to fall apart.
It's going to fall apart.
Don't you worry. It's just beginner's luck right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we both had the Chiefs. They won that one. The first half was dominated by the Chargers, completely dominated. But yet you looked at the score, and it was only 10-7. And you feel like, well, you should be up by more, and especially when you're playing against Patrick Mahomes, no lead is safe, and especially not a 3-point lead at any point of the game. And it wasn't safe. Mahomes made some plays, found some of the receivers. I think they tried to take away the deep pass, and they did for the most part. But they kind of limited Travis Kelce, too, forced some other guys to beat him. Hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire looks like a legitimate threat out of that backfield right now, and Mahomes has found a way to find enough receivers and make enough plays. I still find it hilarious how everybody is basically betting against him and the Chiefs on a week-by-week basis, saying they're going to be last in their division, they're not going to make the playoffs, and then the Chargers are favored in that game last night. Thought it was ridiculous, and, well, he's kind of proven everybody wrong in that regard right now.
I've even heard chatter this morning already, like, well, Mahomes once again what? He once again came through, and his team was victorious. And then you look on the flip side, and something that, will this maybe activate Easton Stick? The Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert with that big lick there towards the end of the game and looked like an apparent rib injury. I think the initial x-rays were negative, but it's not so much, the breaking or the cracking of the ribs. The cartilage, too, is very painful. We were talking before we went on the air this morning. Tony Romo was one that really kind of set the standard for quarterbacks on rib injuries because not only did he play with a rib injury, he's playing with broken ribs. And so you got a guy like that out there that was still hustling and still winning with broken ribs. So that's kind of the gold standard now. But we'll see what happens with Herbert. And for Bison Nation, you don't want to see anybody get injured, but maybe a little bit of excitement to say, will Easton Stick get activated? We'll see what happens.
We'll have to wait and see. He hasn't even been active for the first couple of weeks.
Exactly.
Chase Daniel is the backup right now. I don't think they'll have 3 quarterbacks active at any week just because that's an extra roster spot for that game. So it will take Justin Herbert not being able to go and literally being injured for the week. And if he played at the end of the game, I find it hard to believe he won't be able to play because, again, they've got extra time here. It's not a week off. They got a week and a half because they just played on Thursday. They won't play again until the next Sunday. And my other thought would be that Justin Herbert's probably going to have whatever massive chest rib protector thing. They've got those things they put on different players when they have rib injuries. He'll be completely decked out and look about 30 pounds heavier next week because he'll have extra padding around the ribs. But yeah, he took some shots, some serious shots in that third into the fourth quarter. And there was that 3rd and 1 play when they're driving down 10 points late in the game, late in the fourth, and it's a 3rd and 1, and he escapes the pocket and has an easy 3-4 yards, easy first down. And he's in so much pain that he just kind of like lazily throws the ball into the ground, and it's an incomplete pass. And I'm like, whoa, okay, something is wrong here because when you can easily get the first down, you're not going to get hit. He could have easily gotten the first down, then just slid and stopped the clock, or not stopped the clock, but gotten the first down and kept moving. On a 3rd and 1, and you just kind of throw it into the ground because he was in so much pain, he just didn't care. He said, I just want this to be over right now. That told me he was in some serious pain and there's something wrong with him. And then on the very next play, he delivers a 30-yard absolute dart into the smallest window of the entire game, probably the best throw of the game by either him or Mahomes, and just a dart down the middle between 2 defenders for a first down. He makes absolutely no sense to me. That kid is special, really special. So I don't know how he was able to play through the ribs, but he was able to last night. And then a 4th and goal also gets the touchdown pass. It's a little 4th down magic from Herbert, but too little too late as they weren't able to return or recover the onside kick.
Yeah, and Herbert, they look and say, okay, the x-rays are negative. That doesn't always mean that you're out of the woods, though, because there could be something internal. So today and throughout this morning, I'm sure they've already done some tests, but I was reading a report that was put out a little bit earlier that he is set to undergo a battery of tests today.
Yep.
Just to make sure that there was nothing internal. Because if something comes up and they're like, okay, yeah, even though the x-rays are negative, this is going on, he could be out. But we won't know more until later today, obviously.
Well, the Chargers and rib injuries haven't been good the last couple of years. Tyrod Taylor, last time he had a rib injury, ended up getting his lung poked and by the trainer basically for the Chargers, and that's how Herbert got his first start. And now all of a sudden, Justin Herbert, that's how he's kind of become who he's become. But we clearly hope that doesn't happen to Justin Herbert. But rib injuries have not been good to quarterbacks for the Chargers the last couple of years. And we hope that Easton gets a chance, but I think Herbert will probably be back out there again next week, especially with this extra time off between the games. Micah, your thoughts last night? That, again, should have been up by more at halftime, I felt like, because they dominated that first half, but the Chiefs were definitely the better team in the second half.
Yeah, you can never count out Patrick Mahomes. And Kelsey didn't have that good of a game. Juju Smith-Schuster didn't have a good game. So the top weapons for the Chiefs didn't have great games, but Mahomes still made it happen, and that's scary. That the Chiefs can still pull out a tough divisional game, and their weapons didn't even have amazing games. It took none of their stars to win, besides Patrick Mahomes just finding anybody who's open.
Kelsey was okay, but they, for the most part, took Kelsey away. Derwin James also body slammed him into the ground on one play, which was
shot.
A little bit surprising to see Derwin James just pick up a massive human being like Travis Kelsey, but he was able to. For the most part, they took him away. Clearly, there's no Tyreek Hill there anymore, but it's just kind of short pass here to Juju Smith-Schuster. Find this Julian Wilson guy. No one knows who he is, but making plays down the field. Sky Moore really wasn't even a factor in the game. Their second-round pick out of college as a wide receiver, second-round wide receiver pick for him. So yeah, they really haven't gotten a lot out of their top receivers. But again, the running backs have been great. Jerick McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of the backfield. Teams are daring Patrick Mahomes to just take the dump off, take the 4-yard pass, and hope your receivers can make some yards after the catch, and so far it's worked for him.
That throw that he threw to Wilson for that touchdown, he had 0 feet on the ground.
Yeah.
He climbed the pocket and threw it with no feet on the ground.
He jumped.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Threw a seed.
Also, his first touchdown pass, he scrambled, avoided some pressure, and then went like sidearm 3/4, angle basically between two defenders to like go down and find the little hole he could throw it to basically. Yeah, he's special. He's a different talent, which again, why people pick them to finish last in the division, I'll never understand, because that dude, he makes plays that no other quarterback can really make.
We got to stop being surprised that he's making these plays, but it's just something new every single week with Patty Mahomes.
I'm not really surprised, but I'm still just like, not shocked even, but
amazed.
A little bit, yeah, just like stunned. Like, how does he continue to do it when you just don't see that every day from most different players out there?
Who does he most resemble? I mean, when I see him, I'm starting to think maybe a little Brett Favre back in Favre's early days, because he can sling this from his sidearm. He can find receivers in tight windows, as we've been talking about.
I think Mahomes reminds me more of Favre.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, who does he remind you of? I think he reminds me a lot of Brett Favre.
The gunslinger mentality, but with less interceptions.
Yes.
There you go.
A little bit more accuracy, a little bit less risk, but
way
still
more
some
efficiency.
Risk. Yep, more efficient for sure. A little bit less of the risk-taking, I guess, from Patrick Mahomes. I think that's also his coach.
The Andy
Reid makes sure, like, hey, every once in a while, there's a week to 2 week stretch where Mahomes kind of gets a little bit loose and the mechanics get out there a little bit and he starts making some not so smart decision. I think Andy Reid reels him back in and says, hey, Patrick, you got to do this way. And that's a good coach and a good quarterback that can still take some criticism. There's some quarterbacks out there I don't think take that kind of hard coaching as well. But Patrick Mahomes definitely does, and they've made it work out there pretty well so far. Who does Justin Herbert remind you of? Is there a quarterback for Herbert? That's the one I can't really think of.
That's a good one.
I haven't seen as many of the older quarterbacks, I guess, but some people say a bit of Montana in them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
From that era, the Steve Young, Joe Montana era.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 23.
Yeah, you're not going to know that stuff. I know just very little of it, but a lot of people say he reminds them of Montana at least a little bit. He's just a special player and makes so many fourth down throws that, again, just really difficult. And they didn't have Keenan Allen last night either. Mike Williams was phenomenal in that first half, and then the Chiefs kind of took him away and said, let's let somebody other than Williams try and beat us. But fun game last night. Unfortunate for the Chargers and Easton Sick. They come on the short end of that one. We got to feel pretty good that you go into KC, though, and you're in a game like that. You can compete with that team. Obviously, you'd love to win it, but now you just got to hope that Justin Herbert is okay going into the next week. And they've had a pretty successful first 2 weeks, even though they lose that game last night. You got to be encouraged by what you saw.
Yeah, you always know that rib injuries, I always hear that it can be tough to breathe sometimes. So when you mentioned that play where Herbert looked like he could have ran, and maybe it's just like those lungs are just in so much pain because it's just painful to breathe. And when he's standing in the pocket, though, he's not having a lot of heavy breaths. So he can just stand there and then release a throw. Like you said, that 30-yard zipper. And maybe that's the key right there.
Maybe. By the way, our Ultimate Tailgate Package giveaway is up and running. We've mentioned that already. You got to go to our Facebook page to find the keyword. We will tell you the keyword right here, though. We tell you every Friday what the keyword is. We just give you extra bonus points if you get in earlier in the week. The keyword for the week for our Ultimate Tailgate giveaway is football. Football for the Ultimate Football Tailgate giveaway. That's the keyword this week, FOOTBALL, football. You can only get one entry, but don't add any of the exclamation points or anything like that. Text football to 701-476-1660 for your chance to win the Ultimate Tailgate Package. All of our game day coverage and game week coverage of NDSU and Arizona brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. They are the agents with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. Might be paying too much for your car insurance. You can have both a great rate and a great price and great service from Nodak Insurance Company. Go online to nodakins.com. Again, Nodak Insurance Company, the agents with answers. Let's take a break, our first break of the show. Come back, more preview of NDSU and Arizona. We head to Tucson. Wildcat 1290 show host Rich Herrera joins us on the other side to give us a breakdown of the Bison and the Wildcats and what the scene is like down there in Tucson.
The most complete Bison coverage in the region. Your Bison Nation station, Bison 1660.
The Right Choice program is a program that's designed to utilize multiple varieties, whether it be varieties of corn or soybeans or sunflowers.
It's a great way for our customers to look into our lineup a little bit deeper. It gives them a chance to see a couple products maybe they wouldn't, and it's really something that everybody should be doing.
You should plant multiple varieties every year anyway, and you get something back for it.
God, who doesn't like free stuff, right?
Need seed, think Proseed. Proseed.net, great seed at a reasonable price.
When it's time to find a realtor, word of mouth is important, and Todd Cattermas with Beyond Realty is a name Bison Nation says often. Todd has helped everyone from coaches and administrators to broadcasters and former players and their families buy homes in the FM area. So many in Bison Nation trust Todd to buy and sell their homes, and you can too. Call Todd Cattermas with Beyond Realty today or visit him at 4832 Amber Valley Parkway in Fargo. Todd is a proud partner and the preferred realtor of NDSU Athletics. Todd Cattermas with Beyond Realty, moving the herd one home at a time.
People around here love their trucks, and men and women in most all occupations have enjoyed Muscatel's stellar award-winning service. Check out Muscatel Burns Ford selection now, for work or for play. Muscatel Burns Ford, just 20 minutes from Moorhead on Highway 10 in Hawley. Or find them online at muscatelburnsford.com. Say it with me, get your next Ford from Ward.
Has an injury or illness affected your hands and keeps you from everyday life or work activities? Do you struggle with stiffness, pain, or swelling? Hand Therapy Associates offers the specialized therapy needed to restore your hand and arm function, whether it's after a fall, after surgery, or when conditions or pain make it tough to do the things you love most. Don't let pain become part of your life. Take control and talk to the experts at Hand Therapy Associates on 32nd Avenue in West Fargo or online at handtherapyfargo.com.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, proudly serving Bison Nation with reliable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home. Powered by unmatched financial strength and a prompt claim service team, let us put our more than 130 years of industry experience to work for you. Visit fmne.com to contact your local agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Take a chance and call your shot. Every Friday, we give you a chance to win a free night stay at home with Suites in Fargo. Go to our Bison 1660 Facebook page each Friday and look for the Call Your Shot graphic. Whoever comments on that post prior to kickoff with the closest prediction of the final score wins a free night stay at home with Suites in Fargo with free Wi-Fi, an indoor pool, and connecting rooms. Homewood Suites is your hotel for Fargo family fun within walking distance of the Fargo Dome. Take a chance and call your shot.
Hail to Bison, right here, your home for NDSU sports. This is Bison 1660.
We were just talking about the Chargers and the Chiefs in our last segment. Nice win by Kansas City there last night. I'm sure that made Jory Collins, head women's basketball coach at NDSU, very happy. Probably didn't make Kyle Emanuel too happy, or Easton Stick, who's obviously on the Chargers. We talk with Easton every Tuesday on the program. Those conversations with Easton are brought to you by Red River Commodities with Sun Butter. Sun Butter is the maker of delicious sunflower butters the whole family can enjoy. Sun Butter is free of the top 8 food allergens, including peanuts, tree nuts, soy, and dairy, grown in the tri-state area and produced locally at Red River Commodities in Fargo. Our conversations with Easton also brought to you by the Spirit Shop. If you need to stock up on all your favorites for watching football, the Spirit Shop has you covered with their huge selection of beer, wine, or spirits at the best prices and great weekly specials. The Spirit Shop off 13th behind Shields Home and Hardware, and by Men's Hair Company, the only place to go for haircuts, waxing, shaves, beard care, and more, with 5 Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo locations to choose from. Go with the home team for your haircuts this football season. Schedule your appointment today at menshairco.com. And this hour of The Insiders every Friday brought to you by the great folks at Rick Electric. Greg, Rick, and company do a great job there at Rick Electric. For over 56 years, residential or commercial, doing great work for your businesses as well. Rick Electric is the place to go and the people to call. They are the trusted pros for all of your electrical needs. This hour is sponsored by Rick Electric. Just about 11:30 here on the program. How about we jump on over to the Epic Companies hotline and find out a little bit more about the Arizona Wildcats. Rich Herrera of Wildcat 1290, nice enough to give us some time on the phone lines now. Rich, great to have you on with us. I know I was on with you yesterday. The same thing holds true. We are the kings of mascot-named radio stations this weekend. There's no doubt about that.
The Bison 1660, the home of the greatest FCS school in the history of college football.
There we go.
Man, all right.
The little old Wildcats sitting out here in the middle of the desert trying to stay cool in 100-degree heat. Guys, thanks for having me on. Can I give a shout-out to everybody in Beach, North Dakota? So I told you yesterday, my sister-in-law, Janelle's from North Dakota. Her sister lives just outside Fargo. Her parents live out in Beach. They're huge North Dakota State fans. And I'm having a battle with my nephews and nieces. My nephew is going to be loyal to the soil, and he's going to be wearing Arizona gear. My niece is in kindergarten. She goes, I'm not wearing that. I'm wearing mommy's stuff. I'm wearing North Dakota State gear, and your team's going to get beat, Uncle Rich.
There we go. We're standing with her. I like that. I like the attitude from the young one there.
Oh, just attitude. She goes, mean Uncle Rich. You're going to cry at the end of the game.
Absolutely love it. We've had a couple players from Beach over the years, from Beach, North Dakota, on the team. I don't believe there's any from Beach currently on the roster as I kind of scroll through quickly, but it's definitely been a nice little pipeline to NDSU over the years. So we know Beach well.
And again, you guys are downplaying it. Oh, we're all homegrown guys. You got guys from Tampa. You got a Servite guy. There's a lot of national talent on this North Dakota State Bison team.
Oh, there absolutely is. That recruiting profile has taken off like a rocket the last couple of years, Rich. You know this. And we've got players from Tampa. We just had Christian Watson drafted in the second round from down there near Tampa as well. And there's definitely a little bit of a national recruiting base. I will say, head coach Matt Entz had a weekly press conference every week. It was this past Monday. And he was asked about this game and if it will help them recruiting in Arizona, which is a state they really don't recruit in very much. He said possibly we're looking at getting into the state of Arizona. So it could be some recruiting battles between the Bison and the Wildcats.
And for the coaching staff here, whenever they go into Southern California, they go into San Diego, they'll have the coaches spread out on the road throughout the footprint of where Arizona likes to go recruit, and they'll go find kids. And you know, when they played San Diego State, they went to Helix Cathedral Catholic, went to all those schools to make sure that they have a presence out here. I'm sure the North Dakota State coaches will get a chance to try to do some of that out here as well.
Again, talking with Rich Herrera, Wildcat 1290, Andy Rickoff, and the voice of the Bison, Rob Hipp, here with us. What is the number one thing Wildcat fans are nervous about in this game, if there is anything they're nervous about?
Nervous is not the right word. Concerned, waiting with great anticipation, I think is more like it. So, you know, we have to be candid. Arizona is in a build process. Last year was a rebuild. They tore the house down to the studs. They have the foundation. Now they're building this back up. So what's Arizona's reasonable expectation? We're not sure. Great game against San Diego State. A lot of mistakes against Mississippi State that were all fixable. But now we're going to take on a Bison team that's going to come down here. We know they're going to run down our throats, and we're going to have to defend that. I think the biggest thing that Arizona Wildcats want to see is the adjustments that Jed Fish is going to have on offense. Will they commit to run the football, and will they put Jaden DeLaura in an opportunity where he has the biggest chance for success staying in the pocket, as opposed to what we saw last week against Mississippi State, where there were so many plays that broke down, and he was freelancing and improvising. And I think you probably saw the quote, there's times where Jed Fish will go, yes, 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 no, and he'll go, no, 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 yes, because he's so athletic, and he can elude, and he can extend plays. But when that chaos arrives, you just never know what's going to happen at that point that the ball leaves his hands. Good things can happen, but bad things can happen as well.
Hey, Rich, Rob Hipp, voice of the Bison here. Man, I loved your energy, by the way, when you came on. I'm an energetic guy, so you got me fired up, so I appreciate that, man. I'm just getting more fired up right now.
I'm excited. I got 10,000 we're expecting. 10,000 is what I'm being told. Bison fans that are going to be out today. So today, I'm going to be doing our show from a place called Illegal Pete's. It's right outside University, outside the main gate square from the University of Arizona. It's where the Arizona has their big pep rally. And I expect to see all the Bison fans out there drinking and eating and having a great time and enjoying their opportunity to come out here to the desert. I love when we get a school coming in with great fans and they take over a place, and it just builds the excitement of college football.
Well, Rich, that was kind of alluding to my next question, because it's been coined as the Tucson takeover. And what are you seeing right now in that area with green and gold? Are they starting to flock in? I'm getting a lot of pictures actually on my text messages of people from Fargo, Bison Nation, chilling at hotels, laying in the pools. Right? What are you seeing right now? Paint that picture for us.
Oh, down around campus, we're starting to see. So like I said, this afternoon I'm going to do my radio show out there before the big pep rally, and all the restaurateurs that I'm talking about are actually expecting a huge influx. The closest I think we've seen down here, LSU rolled into town a couple of years ago, probably more than a couple of years ago, and they just took over all of University. So the resorts are filled up. We're starting to see people arrive on campus. People started arriving yesterday in dribs and drabs, but I know today we're going to get overwhelmed by Bison fans rolling in here, and it's going to make it fun. So all the little spots around campus, we expect to see a lot of red and blue and a lot of green and gold.
And tell you, 10,000 might even be a conservative estimate. With Arizona Stadium, I see the capacity at about 57,400. I think 10,000 is definitely possible, but I know more than that are at least going down to Tucson and trying to find tickets to this game. Do you think Arizona Wildcat fans would sell their tickets for this game, Rich? Because it's not a Pac-12 game. It's not UCLA or USC or Arizona State. It's not one of those rivalry games. Do you feel like Wildcat fans would say, yeah, we'll sell our tickets if they're available?
Well, okay, so they reconfigured it now. So we're 50. I had asked the AD last week, 50,600 seats. Last week, I think we had 42,000. Hey, guys, candidly, that's the biggest crowd Arizona's had in a long time. 2 years ago, it was COVID, so nobody could come to the stadium. Last year, the team went 1-11. There weren't a lot available tickets to be had anywhere. So if you're an Arizona Wildcat fan, are you going to sell your tickets to a North Dakota State fan? You don't have to, because there are going to be tickets available. North Dakota State bought their allotment of tickets with no problem. There's still tickets available at the website, the box office. So I don't think there's going to be a crush. It's not going to be a sellout. So there's still plenty of tickets for North Dakota State fans to be having.
There you go, Bison Nation. That's the challenge thrown out. Try and take that thing over down there in Arizona Stadium. It's going to be a fun game. We're definitely looking forward to it.
Come on down and party with me.
There we
got
go.
Mexican food. We got great. We bet that craft beer yesterday. I've got plenty of craft breweries down here. We're going to have a big fiesta down here.
You're going to need plenty of craft breweries and different places to party, because Bison Nation, one thing I'll tell you, they like to party, they like to stay up late, and they like to drink beer, Rich. So there's going to be plenty of people down there trying to drink the town out.
Then they will fit in just nicely down here at the University of Arizona in Tucson. But I'm looking forward to the game, because it's going to be, I think we've talked about it, with the Bisons, you know what you're going to get. And with Jed Fish, he's going to bring a bit of the NFL. It's a pro-style offense. You've got 3 excellent receivers that start, and you've got backups that are almost as good as the starters. You've got a running back room where you got guys that can run people over. You've got guys that'll hit a gap and take off before you know it in the blink of an eye. You've got guys that are traditional downfield runners. You've got all kinds of different weapons for Arizona going up, and Jed called it's an old-school pro-style offense with a fullback that's going to go in there and just blast the A-gap, and it's going to be a fun game to watch.
You started mentioning some of those players, and one that I wanted to allude to that we've talked about all week is Jacob Cowing. He's on that Reese's preseason watch list to be there in the senior all-star game. How can the Bison secondary match up against him? He's a very talented, very athletic receiver. He's a guy that I'm going to have an eye on in the booth calling the game.
So what you watch with him is it's his first and his secondary move. He is as fast as I've seen. He's got pro-style moves. He's not the biggest wide receiver that Arizona has. That's Tetairoa McMillan T-Mac. That is one of the super freshmen that have come in. But if you look at Cowing, he has an opportunity to pick up yards after the catch, and he has such breakaway speed. He runs great routes. Again, he was a transfer that came over from UTEP. Funny thing, guys, he's like a Bison player in a way, and Arizona's a lot like a Bison player. So he's from Maricopa, a little town in the middle of nowhere in the desert. Got kind of recruited, but nobody offered him. He only had one offer, went to UTEP, blew up at UTEP, then went into the transfer portal, jumped back over here. But here's a guy who plays a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because he didn't get recruited by the Pac-12 right away. He didn't get recruited by a Power 5 school, and now he's out to prove something, and he's doing it. He's a dynamite wide receiver. Also, keep your eye on Tetairoa McMillan. He's probably the prize of the recruiting class for the Wildcats. Tall, lanky wide receiver from Servite High School, where we got a lot of these kids for the Trinity League in Southern California. He's dynamite, and he has breakaway speed, yards after the catch, goes across the middle. This is just his third college game, but look out for this guy. He's got an opportunity to play on Sunday.
And Rich Herrera joining us here on the Insiders, Wildcat 1290 down there in Tucson. I know the big NDSU get-together last night was at Whiskey Roads. I think there's something else going on tonight at Frog and Firkin. Where else can our listeners go if they're listening to this right now? You mentioned the spot you guys are going to be at. What are some of the other good spots to go to around town?
All right, so Whiskey Roads, actually a buddy of mine runs that. And the DJ over there was actually just in North Dakota doing a big country show. He's like one of those celebrity DJs. So that's a big country bar in town. Everybody will feel good in there. Frog and Firkin is actually right next to Illegal Pete's, where I'll be doing my radio show this afternoon. That's a great place. General Ben's is across the street from there. So on that university corridor is where everybody kind of hangs out. There's a place, guys, you'll love the name of this, Dirtbags on the other side of campus.
Love it.
Which is an old school dive bar. All of those around there. You stay right there in that corridor. You're going to find lots of fun, and I think we're pretty good inviting folks to come to town and enjoy themselves. But again, we're looking forward to this football game. It's going to be late. By the way, weather's not going to be a problem. I heard your coach talk about that at his press conference the other day. It's going to be beautiful. It is going to be probably 85 degrees and just absolutely gorgeous at kickoff time. The weather's kind of broken here, so you're not hearing 110-degree heat. Make sure that everybody from North Dakota drinks as much as they can water-wise. I know they'll take care of everything else, but stay hydrated because it is going to get a little hot in the afternoon before the sun goes down while we're out there tailgating.
Yes, stay hydrated, Bison Nation. It's a little bit different. It's nice weather here. We're in the 80s and stuff, but it's nothing like the desert down there and the heat you guys will be experiencing during the daytime at least, which is why this game is getting kicked off at 10 p.m. here local time. Do you guys like that? I know obviously you guys are having Arizona football on the radio down there. You got a lot of late kickoffs every year down there.
Oof. Yeah, I'm going to be on the air. So I think last week we got off the air about 2:30, 3 o'clock, but we get used to it. It's one of those things, if you play in the desert and you play in the Pac-12, we end up with those 7, 8 o'clock kicks so many times because it's that last television window. So this game will get cleared on Fox Sports 1, so it'll be seen across the nation. But, yeah, we get a ton of these games. And, that's actually going to be the savior of the Pac-12 as conference realignment goes because we can give them that last window. We kind of already know, and we're starting to just accept the fact that we're always that late window when it comes to the television networks.
I'm looking at the linebacker position, Rich, and again, Rich Herrera with us, Wildcat 1290, previewing NDSU in Arizona. Jerry Roberts, double-digit tackles already this season, a couple of different games. And then also Colby Cage, a young, I believe, redshirt freshman on this team. Those are two players I've targeted because You got to take care of Roberts in the running game. You can't let him make a bunch of tackles. And then Cage looks a little bit like one of those younger players, less experienced. I think NDSU might try and exploit him maybe in the passing game. What do you like about those two players specifically?
Whoa, wait, what do you guys don't throw the football? Don't be throwing
we'll throw it. We'll throw it. Don't you worry.
Don't be throwing extra wrinkles in here, and now all of a sudden Jed Fish is going to be listening to this and making these adjustments. No, if you look at the defense, Jerry Roberts is the anchor right there in the middle. Last year he was hurt, devastating leg injury that cost him just about most of the season. He's come back with a vengeance, and he's been really, really good in the middle right there, disrupting. Like you said, Colby Cage playing that linebacker spot. Now, Arizona's got a new defensive coordinator, Johnny Nansen, who came in from UCLA. He'd been at USC before that. First time he's ever been a defensive coordinator, but he has a bend, don't break defense. Last year we had a guy, Dr. Blitz, came from Michigan, Don Brown, and they were dialing up the craziest blitzes on first down you'll ever see. Now it's more of a traditional. They'll play less guys in the box, more guys coming back, but you'll have Christian Young, you'll have Gunnar Maldonado. That's somebody I think is going to be very important because he's going to come fill some of those gaps while the Bison try to run between the tackles. Jerry Roberts is going to have to put his foot in the ground and not let the Bisons get a surge. The other one is Jalen Harris, number 1. He's kind of the leader on that defense. He's a team captain. He needs to be able to set the edge to make sure that the Bison aren't able to get out in the flat as well. So if I'm looking, guys, I think you're right. Jerry Roberts is going to be huge. Watch for Gunnar Maldonado almost playing safety-like position, but he'll come back up and play with the linebackers, and then Jalen Harris as well. Colby Cage has been phenomenal. He's actually banged his way up the depth chart to get as much playing time as he has. He was fantastic during camp.
Hey, well, final last question from me. Appreciate you being on. Been a lot of fun. Again, the energy, man. You're getting me rowdied up over here.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
This Arizona team, a year ago, only 1 win. Through 2 games, get a 1 win. Last week versus Mississippi State, forcing some turnovers. I mean, do you sense a good change happening with the Wildcats, and maybe what's a little different this year than you've noticed so far through 2 games and you noticed all of season last year?
Last year, year before that, Arizona football had been just on a downward trajectory. Arizona lost the bitter rivals, Arizona State, 70-7. Oof. We call it the Territorial Cup. It's the oldest trophy in all of college sports. 70-7. It was so bad that the Arizona State fans put up a billboard in between the two towns. We're about an hour and 20 minutes away from each other. They put one smack dab in the middle with the score that's been sitting there for everybody in Arizona and Tucson to see while we drive up to Phoenix to go shopping. That was about the low point that you could get. Then last year, just 1 win. It came against the Cal team who had 24 players and coaches out, including their starters, coordinators, with COVID. So there's the 1 win. So Jed Fish and the coaching staff had to remake the roster. They churned it through the portal, through signings. They have the number 1 recruiting class in the Pac-12. I talked about Cicero McMillan, Speedy Luke, who you saw. I'm sure you guys know about this. The Trinity League down in Southern California. It's all the Catholic high schools in Orange County. It is the biggest hotbed of college football college football recruiting you'll find everywhere. That's modern day St. John Bosco. It's 5-star after 5-star. They went in there and were able to pull kids out of that Trinity League for the first time ever to get a great freshman recruiting class. Then they went through the portal and they got Hunter Eccles coming from USC. They got Jacob Cowing, who you talked about. They got Jaden DeLora, who came down from Washington State. This is a completely remade roster with over 50 new players that weren't here last year. So all that losing and that toxicity and the 20-game losing streak doesn't really resonate with 50 of the players on the squad, and most of those guys are starters because they weren't here to see any of that. They just know what they're trying to build for, and this is going to be a big game for the Cats. If they win, they go 2-1 going into conference play. If they lose, they go 1-2 going into conference play. So this is kind of a tipping point for Arizona as we get ready for the Pac-12 season.
Well, Bison fans hope that they put Arizona back into a 2-game losing streak and back in that downward spiral after the game on Saturday. Rich, appreciate the time. Thanks for the energy, man. This has been a lot of fun. I know we've got that 6-pack on the line from Fargo Brewing Company here. You've got a place down there in Tucson as well, so we'll make sure that's on the line. I've got 24-17. That's my final prediction. NDSU with the win. What do you got?
Oh, boy, I haven't done my prediction, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring than that.
Yeah.
I think Arizona's going to put points up on the board. Arizona can put points up on the board. They have sustained drives that'll go 4 or 5 minutes. I know the Bison drives will usually take, 5 hours to go 80 yards. It's just the way they're so meticulous, knocking people back on their heels. You know what? I don't know about the score yet, but I think it's going to be a little bit more high scoring than we think because Arizona's going to move the ball up and down the field and open it up, I think, pass-wise.
Okay, looking forward to it. Rich Herrera, Wildcat 1290 down there in Tucson. Rich, appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us. Looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Bear down, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
There
Rich.
you go. Rich Herrera from Wildcat 1290 in Tucson. Nice enough to stop by for a bit, and he definitely brought the energy. Before we take a break, let's go right back to the Epic Companies hotline because I got a very special friend who's giving us a call right now, and I believe he is also down there in Tucson. One Jim Alexander from Nodak Insurance Company, our game week sponsor, with us on the line. Sir, great to have you on. Appreciate you giving us a call and giving us a little bit of your time. Are you down there in the desert in Tucson?
You know what? I will be in about 2 hours.
Okay.
So we are making our way over to Tucson, and we're going to enjoy the weekend over there and enjoy Bison Nation being down there in Arizona to root the Bison on.
How cool is this game? Get a chance at an FBS team. These don't happen very often for this program.
No, to have the opportunity to do it again, it's been a long time, and I know certainly the fans are anxious and excited about the opportunity, as are the players. So it's going to be a great weekend. A little bit different schedule, playing at 8 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock back in Fargo. But, what a great opportunity to get on some exposure on national TV and the other thing that's going to do well for NDSU and Bison Nation.
As Rich Herrera just told us, Bison Nation, stay hydrated. It's a little hot in the desert, so stay hydrated because it's going to be a late-night kickoff, and pace yourself throughout the day tomorrow. Jim Alexander with us, Nodak Insurance Company. They are our game week sponsor of all of our coverage of NDSU versus the Wildcats. I hear about this new app, Jim, Drive for Less app. You can save 30% on your premium right now with this new app from Nodak.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Not only just about the opportunity to offer that up to our Nodak Insurance Company clients, but it was putting our toe in the water with the NIL, right? We worked with Grant Nelson up there at NDSU, basketball player, and Grant did a great job for us, and I think that's exciting that we can partner, further our partnership with NDSU by utilizing their athletes to help promote our new product.
And a somewhat local athlete. I know Grant's not from Fargo, but from North Dakota there in Devil's Lake. That's got to be a little extra special for you.
Yeah, and that's what made it kind of, I think, really special to us, the fact that we could, being a North Dakota company and being around here, and then we partner up with a North Dakota, student athlete from NDSU and to promote this new Drive for Less product we got.
Again, Jim Alexander here with us, Nodak Insurance Company. Also, all your guys' great work with homeowners, car insurance as well, and do such a great job throughout the farm community here in North Dakota. What are some of the things you're most proud of here over the last couple of years with Nodak Insurance Company?
Yeah, the last couple of years, last year, I know when I was on, we talked about the challenges that we were having and, helped all of our, farmers and ranchers out there through that drought. And we're really optimistic this year. Things look so much better out there if you drive around, that great state of North Dakota and look at some of the crops out there. So I think our farmers and ranchers are much happier this year than they were last year. But our opportunity to continue to help the people in North Dakota, but, then roll out the new products, offer them discounts, especially in a time like we're in now, the cost of everything is higher. So if we can help save a little money on their auto insurance, then good for them.
Yeah, auto insurance, home insurance, farm and ranch insurance, and then crop insurance as well from Nodak Insurance Company. Online, NodakINS.com. We're going to have you on in a couple of weeks here as well, Jim, because I see a building up by campus with the company logo on it that's getting pretty close to being done right now.
It doesn't that look awesome when you have the opportunity to get up there by the campus and you drive by that? I mean, we couldn't be happier, more proud to have our name on the side of the Nodak Insurance Company football performance complex, and what a classy, top-notch, A-rated looking facility that is up there, and a shout out to all the folks up at NDSU and and, the contractors, the architects, and when they designed that, it's just an awesome facility. And I can't wait. In a couple of weeks, we're going to, cut that ribbon and open that thing up. And I think there's going to be a lot of excited people around our community. And that's just not the athletes and the football players up there at NDSU.
Hey, Jim, this is Rob Hipp, voice of the Bison here. Man, I just wanted to tell you real quick, we appreciate all the support. I love seeing y'all's name on that building just coming in. I wanted to ask you one quick question, just the involvement in the community. That's something that you guys take a lot of pride in. Just mention how important it is to be involved as the way you are.
Yeah, Rob, and good to talk to you, and welcome to Fargo. I haven't had the opportunity to say that to you, so look forward to, more opportunities to visit with you. But, that's part of, our company, our culture, our mission and vision. We want to be involved in the communities that our employees and where we live and work and where we do business, and having this opportunity to partner with university like, NDSU and get, be part of that up there, be part of that, is very, very special and just something that we take pride in.
What are you expecting in terms of how the stadium will look, Jim? How many green and yellow shirts and jerseys will you see? Because they'll stand out. This won't be like Iowa where you had some yellow and you weren't sure who they were cheering for. You'll know who the Bison fans are.
Yeah, I've heard various numbers. I've heard 10,000 fans and things like that. And when you look around and you hear a lot of people talk about it, I mean, that's not going to surprise me at all. I think we're going to have a big, group of fans down there to cheer on the Bison. And when you get down there, and plus, you have so many people that, Arizona, they now call Arizona home. So I just think you're going to see a big contingency of fans out there. It's going to be a great environment, and really looking forward to this football game on Saturday night.
I think the same thing. I think you're going to see quite a few green and yellow jerseys down there in Tucson. That Tucson takeover, and all of our game week coverage brought to you by the great folks there at Nodak Insurance Company. The agents with answers online at nodakins.com. Jim, always appreciate it, sir. Thanks for giving us a little bit of your time. Safe travels, and enjoy that game tomorrow night.
All right, guys. Have a great day, and let's go Bison.
There you go. Jim Alexander, nice enough to stop by. Go Bison indeed. Nodak Insurance Company. Great company, and giving you all of our game week coverage of NDSU and Arizona. Let's take a break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1, start off hour number 2. Still got MJ Stumpf, former Bison linebacker, who will relive that Iowa game with us coming up here in about 20-25 minutes.
Champions play here. Your home for the Thundering Herd. Bison 1660.
I think what makes Proceed win is we're different than the other companies in many ways with our programming, our simplicity, our non-corporate attitudes, and our personal relationship building.
What Proceed is, we bring back the old-fashioned seed buying experience. We're true seedsmen. We care about everything from the sale to the planting to following up afterwards. That's what we're all about, is just trying to bring that experience back to a personal level.
Need seed? Think Proceed. Proceed.net. Great seed at a reasonable price.
Extend your summer with a fall trip. Live a little, hit the road, and explore Minnesota in Perham, Minnesota this fall. From hiking, biking, shopping, walking, parks, picnics, restaurants, breweries, live music, golfing, fishing, boating, corn maze, pumpkin picking, and more. Or just stargaze next to the lake. Come for the day or stay for the weekend. Discover Perham at Perham.com. That's Perham.com.
Here's your Red River Valley weather update on Bison 1660.
Cloudy conditions will continue tonight with 55 for a low, 20% chance of rain. Saturday night when the Bison take on Arizona, mostly cloudy skies and a 40% chance of some showers. This weather update brought to you by Minn Kota Windows. Just when your kids thought it was time to head outside, a storm hits. Trust Minn Kota Windows. Minn Kota's high-quality vinyl windows will keep them and your home safe. Weather the storm with Minn Kota Windows. Midwest built, Midwest tough. Guaranteed for life.
Living at the Bridges has been a great experience for me, and I'm inviting you to come check it out too. Hey, it's Paige Vargas, pitcher for the Bison softball team. The Bridges has all-inclusive pricing. That means internet, cable, electric, water, everything is included in your one monthly payment. The units are fully furnished. It has a fitness center, outdoor courtyard with fireplaces and grills, an automated convenience store. And it's right across from the Shack, so I can walk there every day. Tour today to find out more. Online at bridgesnd.com.
Hi, it's Kelly, and I want to tell you about my great experience with Valley Service Mechanical. They were polite and very easy to deal with. They were knowledgeable and helped me understand every step of the process, from the initial discussion of purchase options to the installation. It was a top-notch experience. If you ever want to work with professionals, I would strongly recommend Valley Service Mechanical.
When your heating and cooling needs help and your plumbing is on the fritz, call Valley Service Mechanical, 701-293-5701. Online at valleyservice.net.
Make the most out of this sugar beet season with a new bed liner from Horn Plastics. Don't let your profit get stuck in your truck. Horn Plastics has industry-leading bed liners that will guarantee you get every dime out of your load. With a Super Slide bed liner, you'll not only prolong the life of your equipment, you'll increase the amount of material in each load, increase the number of loads per day, which in return makes you more money. Call today for a free estimate or to get your install scheduled. Online at hornplastics.com.
As the days get shorter and the temps get a little cooler, now is the time to start thinking about projects for Rick Electric in your home this fall. Hey, it's Chris Hansen. Rick Electric has been proudly providing services in the Fargo-Moorhead area since 1964. Right now's a great time to schedule your winter projects, like having a Generac whole house generator with automatic transfer switch installed, or more outlets for Christmas lights. Rick Electric, 233-6194, or go to rickelectric.com.
The Bison Hotline postgame show is broadcasting live this year from Applebee's on 19th Avenue North in Fargo. Come see the Bison 1660 crew live after every NDSU football game and register to win prizes including Bison 1660 t-shirts, tickets to upcoming games, and a whole lot more. Plus, take advantage of the great food and drink specials at Applebee's. Bison Hotline broadcasting live after every NDSU football game from Applebee's on 19th Avenue North in Fargo, right across from the Fargo Dome. Horns up.
KQWB, West Fargo, Fargo-Moorhead, and KPFX, HD3 Kindred, Bison 1660. Powered by Gateway Chevrolet, Cadillac, Nissan, and Hyundai in Fargo. 2 hours of sports talk every weekday, 11 to 1.
Oh, my gracious!
Now, let's get back to the Insiders.
Welcome back in. Only halfway through the show, but ending hour number one. We had a nice conversation with our guy, Jim Alexander from Nodak Insurance Company, the agents with answers, online at nodakins.com. Our first hour of the show on a Friday, this Football Friday, brought to you by Rick Electric. When you need electrical work, you need Rick Electric. For over 56 years, Rick Electric has been providing excellent electrical services for homes and businesses. Visit them online at rickelectric.com. And our Bison 1660 road tour had 3 stops this week. We were at Sicky's yesterday, Consolidated Communications on Wednesday. Tuesday was Twin Peaks. All of those road tour stops, we got more of them the next couple of weeks. They're on our website, bison1660.com. Just click on the road tour graphic that's on the rotating banner. It will show you all of our stops. We got more of them the next couple of weeks, and your chance to win yard signs, tickets, T-shirts, a whole bunch of stuff at all of those stops on the road tour, which is brought to you by The Bridges. bridgesnd.com to schedule a tour today. And they have all-inclusive pricing, water, cable, electric, heating. It's all included. It's monthly, one monthly fee for the Bridges. They make college living easy and fully furnished units as well there at the Bridges, right across from the Shack up by campus at NDSU. It is time for us to give away the winner this week of the Ultimate Tailgate Giveaway from Bud Light, the official beer of the Bison. We told you the key word was football. You had to text that to 701-476-1660. We got a keyword every week. It changes. You got to go to our Facebook page to find out what the keyword is. The keyword for this week, again, was football. Had a bunch of applicants. I was given a number between 1 and 80 because I think that's the amount of applicants we had this week. And Rob, you gave me number 7, correct?
Yeah,
there's his mic. There
7 was the first number. Just popped in. 7 always pops into my head, man.
7's the first number.
Great.
Okay, so I got to scroll down to number 7. Give us a drum roll. The winner of the Ultimate Tailgate Package from Bud Light, the official beer of the Bison for week number 3, is Todd Enkenbauer from Kenmare. Congratulations to Todd.
Way to go, Todd. Congratulations.
Big win right there for Todd, so congratulations to him. We'll get that tailgate package out to Todd. The keyword will change for next week, so texting football will do you nothing. All you got to do is go to our Facebook page, look for the Ultimate Tailgate Giveaway post every Monday. That one is out there. We repost it on Friday, too. But if you text in earlier in the week, you got a better chance usually of winning because you get a couple of registrations instead of just one. So text that in from our Facebook page. Look for that keyword. Follow us on Facebook, Bison1660. The keyword will change for next week. The Ultimate Tailgate Giveaway, again, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the Bison. You can also go to our Facebook page for the Call Your Shot contest. Chance to win a free night stay at Homewood Suites in Fargo. All you got to do, go to the Facebook page, find the Call Your Shot post. It's just out this morning, so it should be right there for you. Comment with your guess of who wins this game, NDSU and Arizona, and a final score prediction. Whoever is closest to that final score will win a free night stay at Homewood Suites here in Fargo, which is just north of the Fargo Dome and right by Applebee's, which is where we're doing the pregame coverage from tomorrow. Applebee's just north of 19th Avenue, starting at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Brad Jones and the Bison Tailgate Show. Then me and Adam Schuler, former Bison lineman, will be there to pregame this one between the Bison and the Wildcats. Speaking of previewing that game, let's do it in the second hour. We'll break. We'll come back. My conversation with Zach Mathis. 2 touchdowns already. My conversation with Zach when we come back, and MJ Stumpf, former linebacker. All that and more in the second hour of The Insiders.
Fall is about tradition. Tradition on the field with Bison football and tradition in the cooler with Bud Light, the official beer of the NDSU Bison. When you're enjoying a clean sack or a perfectly timed touchdown pass, let the crisp, cold, clean taste of Bud Light tackle your taste buds. The only bigger crowd pleaser on Saturday is another Bison win. Whether it's in the tailgate zone, a couch gate at home, or inside the Fargo Dome, the Bison go best with Bud Light, the official beer of the NDSU Bison. Please drink responsibly, never drink and drive. Our Road to the Ring is brought to you by Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry. The Road to the Ring remained unblemished in Week 2 for the Bison versus North Carolina A&T as NDSU rolled to a 43-3 victory over the Aggies. North Dakota State hit gold early on the opening possession with a 40-yard touchdown pass from Ken Miller to Zach Mathis. For Mathis, it was his second career touchdown in as many weeks. The Bison also scored 21 points off turnovers, including a 79-yard fumble return in the third quarter by Dawson Weber. Linebacker James Kaiser also had his first career interception and a return to the 1-yard line that set up a Hunter Lipke touchdown run on the next play. The Road to the Ring is brought to you by Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry. They have a long history and reputation for quality workmanship and rock-solid pricing. Whether diamond engagement rings, custom jewelry, or repairs, let Brenda and the team at Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry create a legacy for you and your family. Next up for the Bison, they hit the road to battle the Arizona Wildcats this Saturday.
Did you know hyperbaric oxygen can decrease inflammation and speed up your healing process dramatically? I'm Menley with Fargo's first hyperbaric oxygen center, Healing with Hyperbarics, conveniently located off 45th Street. We are celebrating 4 years in Fargo, and as the experts in treating concussions, brain injuries, sports injuries, and post-COVID symptoms, we welcome you to find out how we can help you heal. We have an FDA-approved device to diagnose concussions and can treat the same day to get you back to feeling better faster. Find out how we can help you at healingwithhyperbarics.com.
And here's what you need to know.
In NFL news, Giants wide receiver Kadarius Toney's hamstring tightened up at practice yesterday, and he had to miss some team drills, according to head coach Brian Daboll. He'll try to practice again today before the Giants determine his status for Sunday's game against the Panthers. The NFL Network is reporting that Cardinals wide receiver Rondale Moore, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, is unlikely to play Week 2 against the Raiders, and that he could miss more than that. NBC Sports is reporting that 49ers general manager John Lynch said that tight end George Kittle's groin is improving and that he will be a game-time decision for Week 2 against the Seahawks. Patriots quarterback Mac Jones was back at practice today after missing yesterday due to illness. Lions head coach Dan Campbell says that running back DeAndre Swift, who injured his ankle during Week 1's loss to the Eagles, will practice a bit today. I'm Monty Bolaños.
You've got the Insiders.
How you play today, from this moment on, is how you will be remembered.
That's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face.
Bringing you what you need to know and a whole lot more. Topics you care about, guests you know, and the conversations you came to hear. The Insiders are presented by Proseed. Need seed? Think Proseed.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Now, here are the Insiders.
The Insiders.
The Insiders.
The Insiders.
Insiders.
Rob Hipp and Andy Rickoff.
Hour number 2 of the Insiders for you on a Football Friday as we look to declaw the Wildcats and take over Tucson. We're fired up for this one, folks. A lot of fun tomorrow going to be had. Our pregame coverage starts at 4 p.m., Bison Report Show, and then all the way till probably close to 3 a.m. with Bison Hotline. After that game is done, I want Bison Nation on the phone lines. I want this thing fully loaded. I want everybody calling us in because NDSU is going to win this game, knock off another FBS opponent, and then I want that Bison Hotline to be a celebration for a couple of hours on the postgame show, just like it was last year during that JMU victory in the semifinals where we had people calling in at 2 a.m. I want 2:30. I want 2:45. I want people calling in because that will be late here, but it'll be like 12:45 out there in Tucson. So you're still partying out there after that one. So I want people calling in tomorrow when we start at 1:30 in the morning for postgame.
You're going to have Chris Hansen sleeping.
Yeah, probably. But he's going to be calling in. We're going to make sure I'm going to call Chris to make sure he's awake so he has to call in. That's what's going to happen. We actually got myself, Brad Jones, and Adam Schuler on Bison Hotline on Saturday. So there's going to be plenty of youthful energy because Brad hasn't slept probably for multiple days at this point with a newborn in the household. And so he'll have probably a little bit of energy because he's used to being up at 1:30 in the morning when he's got to take care of Kyler David, their new kid. So,
is there a voicemail on the Bison Hotline? Or does it just keep ringing?
We actually have. We've done that for there's no voicemail. If the lines are full, it just like busies you out and says call back some other time, basically, if the lines are busy. We have in the past done like a trash talk line for SDSU games where it's like call into this number, leave a voicemail, and we'll play them back on the show. We could try and do something like that. But I want the phone lines full. I want everybody calling in because NDSU is going to win this one, and we're going to be partying at 2 in the morning here locally after another FBS win down there in Tucson.
And you know what? I'd love it. We introduced this last week, the Bison fan text line on air. Had about, man, to be honest, I didn't get to many of them because we had almost 60 or so messages come in. A lot of people were sending pictures, so I want to encourage you. Tomorrow I'm going to open that back up as well during the game. So if you're listening, send us a text message. Let us know where you're listening from, but also include a picture because eventually I'm going to put together a section on the website that's going to feature a lot of those pictures just to kind of show what Bison Nation is up to during game day. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Our show today brought to you in part by Men's Hair Company, the only place you go for haircuts, waxing, shaves, beard care, and more with 5 Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo locations to choose from. Go with the home team for your haircuts this football season. Schedule your appointment today online at menshairco.com. Let's go to the phone lines. Not really the phone lines, but let's go to my interview earlier this week with someone who we've had on the phone lines before. He's been answering the phone lines before. One, Zach Mathis, who's had a great start to this season. We're happy for Zach. Obviously used to work here for us over the summer, a little internship, but so proud of where he's come from those intern days. A couple of touchdowns already. Caught up with Zach earlier this week. Here's my conversation with Bison wide receiver Zach Mathis.
Well, Bison Nation, he makes another return to the airwaves of Bison 1660. It's none other than the former board op of our show, Zach Mathis, the guy that ran this thing for a couple of months, and now he's running right past DBs into the end zone for 6. A couple of touchdowns in these first 2 games. I know Mr. Kyle would be very proud of you. He said a touchdown for every injury, and you were definitely on pace for that. How's it feel, though, to be getting a couple scores these first few weeks, man?
Oh, it feels awesome. I mean, you know that we've talked about it. I mean, I've been hurt a lot. Haven't been able to be out there and play as much as I wanted, but now that I'm finally out there and scoring the ball it's a lot different than just catching it. It feels great.
Yes, you scored the first one. It felt so good. You just had to score the second one, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Mr. Kyle said he's going to take the over on touchdowns for every injury. So I like to hear that out of him.
You're absolutely on pace for it. You and Cam Miller, how's that gone this year? Obviously, Cam started quite a bit, but now the first year as the full-time starting quarterback. What's the relationship been like with you and Cam?
We spend a lot of time, honestly, more than I ever have with any of my quarterbacks throughout my football career, talking about routes, timing, stuff where he wants to put the ball, where I like the ball to be put. So we've spent a lot of time just going through the X's and O's and strategizing and things like that. And I think he's done a great job taking a leadership role, even not just me personally, with all the wideouts and repping stuff he wants to rep after practice. And it definitely builds a huge sense of chemistry, and it lets you play calmer and faster out there on Saturday.
Wide receivers as a whole, obviously you guys haven't had to pass the ball a whole lot. There hasn't been a ton of those because a couple of blowout victories. But wide receiver room as a whole, how do you think that the whole group's coming along right now?
Oh, I think any 10 of those guys that Coach Pauly's talked about can go out there and make any of the plays I made. I don't think I'm the only one that can do it. And anybody can go out there and make a play. And I love how much depth we have because we can rotate like we have been. Last year, it was mainly just Christian and Phoenix, and yeah, I'd get sprinkled when Christian's just absolutely exhausted. But usually he was taking most of the reps, which is understandable. Never got mad about it. But I just love to see how we can rotate, and the amount of depth we have is awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, got like Jacob Lippy back, and just so much depth there at that wide receiver room, and I think a lot of young depth we haven't even got a chance to touch on or to see play a whole lot yet either. Again, here with Zach Mathis ahead of NDSU in Arizona. It is Arizona week. I know you guys are 1 week at a time. This is why I waited till now to talk to you, because when that calendar officially turns, you say goodbye to North Carolina A&T, and it's this week's game week. What was that feeling like? That okay, it's Arizona week now officially?
Definitely a higher sense of urgency and more juice throughout the building. We know it feels a lot like a SDSU week, just like one of those weeks like we go in, we have to, like, it's one of those have to win type of games, and we're not looking at it like we're going to go in there and get rolled on. We're going in there with the mindset to win, so everybody's locked in, and we're all excited. We're all real pumped to get down there.
Like Herm Edwards would say, you play to win the game, right? You play to win, and that's what you guys are going there, down there to do. Obviously, first FBS game for you, for everybody on this roster. The last one for this program was back in 2016. So when the opportunities are this few and far between, does that put any extra pressure? Like, I'd like to get this one because we probably won't have another one for a while.
Yeah, I mean, not in the biggest sense, but you definitely think that you want to go out there and play your best because, it is. You don't know if you'll get another opportunity at your time here, especially because last one was 2016, so that was the only one that class got. But I wouldn't say there's extra pressure. It's more like excitement that this is like your one shot. So it's surreal, honestly. I can't wait.
We were talking a little bit before we started recording this one with you that, how's the body feeling? Because everyone talks about when they first talk to Zach is, how's the body? Are you healthy? Yeah. And he said, it feels good because I haven't been touched. I haven't been tackled yet. That's a good problem to have, or a good solution to the problem of getting hurt. Just don't get tackled. But how is the body feeling now, basically a month and a half in from fall camp to here?
It feels great. Kinks and bruises here and there, but nothing too bad. No soft tissue. Like I'm feeling real good, honestly. For one time finally feeling good.
And we got to keep you feeling that way.
Yeah,
absolutely. What are the things that has just allowed you to have the success you've had so far this season? And again, it's only 2 catches, and both of them were for touchdowns, which is great. But what are the things that getting to this point have allowed you to just kind of flourish here this year?
Honestly, just playing more free and confident. Getting into my faith and stuff like that, and then talking. Coach Pauly has done a great job just making sure I just go out there and do what I can to play fast. He just wants us to play fast, so that's all I'm trying to do, play fast and clear-headed, and that helps a lot when you're not out there thinking much.
I wouldn't be talking with Zach Mathis if I didn't throw one Mets question at you. So are you worried right now? I mean, the Braves are right there. Braves have the lead for a bit.
They've been coming all year. I haven't taken my eye off them, but we're looking to make the playoffs. But I definitely want that division, and we got to reel it back in. Had a couple bad losses. We lost the Marlins kind of bad a couple days ago, but we made up for it. We beat them. Man, I just hope they make it. Honestly, I just hope they win this division and go deep into the playoffs. I'm not looking for a one and done, especially not a wild card.
You're better than the Twins. The Twins are done. Twins got no chance. They got swept at home by Cleveland. Another 5 games back, so no chance for the Twins to do anything this year. I do remember hearing I don't even know what it's called, but Edwin Diaz's walk-in song from the closer, the trumpets, all that blaring inside the Fargo Dome week 1, and I looked over, and of course Zach Mathis is dancing to that one. Did you special request that song? How does that get on the playlist?
Honestly, I was not expecting it at all, and when I heard it, I lost my mind. It got me super juiced for that game. Even people on the team that aren't Mets fans were getting hyped for it, and it was awesome to see.
Kind of played in the locker room or something, you know?
Yeah, I know.
It gets everybody hyped.
I know, it does. We got to make it a pregame ritual.
Well, man, I'm happy to catch up with you. It's been great to catch up with you again, and all the success has been awesome to see. Congratulations for that. Keep that body healthy. We'll talk to you again down the road.
All right, thanks.
There's Zach Mathis. He's playing well, guys. He's having a good time. We're happy for that dude, and hopefully he stays healthy the whole season and keeps on making the impact that he has been making, because it's definitely been felt on the offensive side of the ball. Today's show brought to you in part by The Spirit Shop. Need to stock up on all your favorites for watching football? The Spirit Shop has you covered with their huge selection of beer, wine, or spirits at the best prices and great weekly specials. The Spirit Shop off 13th behind Shields Home and Hardware. We'll take a break. We'll come back. MJ Stumpf, former linebacker, big-time interception in that game against Iowa in 2016, the last FBS game for the Bison. We'll catch up with MJ on the other side of this break.
Champions play here.
You're vice president material. You're vice president material.
Bison 1660.
With over 900 vehicles in stock, Corwin Auto has you covered.
Looking for better fuel economy?
We have it with hybrids and electric vehicles.
Need more room for that growing family?
We have it. Upgrade to a van, SUV, or crossover.
Need more horsepower to work and play harder?
We have the biggest selection of new and used trucks in the area. Get exactly what you are looking for and don't settle when you can shop over 900 vehicles on the lot and ready for immediate delivery. Corwin Auto has you covered. Shop online, corwinauto.com.
We all want to be part of a winning team, right? Hi, this is Marcus with Steamatic, and I am very proud of our team. Industry experts have voted Steamatic the best method of cleaning with our patented steam cleaning process, our 24-hour service, and highly trained technicians. We do it all from carpet cleaning, air duct cleaning, fire and water damage restoration, and remember, Bison fanatics choose Steamatic.
Steamatic, call 232-4707.
Doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, you're always welcome where there's Jim Beam. Small town guy in a big city guy in a small town, wherever Jim Beam is welcome, you'll be welcome. Country guy at a rock show, Viking fan at a Packer game.
And the throw incomplete. Oh, what a pressing tackle.
Just look for the Jim Beam, and you know you're always welcome. Your friends at Jim Beam remind you to drink responsibly.
No one wants to think about it, but the cooler weather and cold morning starts are right around the corner. Get your vehicle ready at one of the 3 locally owned Jiffy Lubes of Fargo. Oil changes are the #1 maintenance item that's neglected. At Jiffy Lube of Fargo, it's easy. No appointment needed. Just drive up and drive in for your signature service oil change and a free charging system check to ensure your vehicle will be ready when you are. Jiffy Lube of Fargo, proudly serving the metro area for over 40 years. Where you can do more in a jiffy.
I'm Emily. I had my LASIK surgery here at Vance Thompson Vision. Being in the healthcare field, the highest technology is huge for patients. For me, that was the leading choice and why I chose to go with Vance Thompson Vision. Life without glasses in the operating room has been incredible for me. There's no more fogging. There's no more having issues with my glasses sliding down on my face. It's been great for me.
Call 877-522-EYES to schedule a free consultation.
Good news! Gateway Clearance Center's construction is all done. Stop by the newly remodeled Clearance Center and experience Clearance Center pricing. Clearance Center savings. The all-new Gateway Clearance Center has been expanded and remodeled to serve you better with a bigger and better selection of clean used vehicles. The Gateway Clearance Center has over 250 used cars and trucks. Payments starting at just $199 a month. On-the-spot financing. Gateway Clearance Center, 2302 South University Drive, Fargo.
Missed portions of today's show? Go to Bison1660.com to listen to the podcast or find us on Facebook and Twitter at Bison1660.
12:21 the time on the Insiders. Welcome back into our Theraldson Ethanol Broadcast Center. You can watch the show live on our Facebook page via the Horse Cam. Appreciate all you guys watching out there, watching our Facebook page. Horse Farming with Passion online at horsch.com, HORSCH.com. Our Twin Peaks Tailgater of the Game. We give that away each and every week on Saturdays during Bison football. We'll give that away to one fan who's at Applebee's tomorrow. Our Twin Peaks Tailgater of the Game. If you're a fan of Twin Peaks, sign up for their e-club to stay up to date on all things Twin Peaks and to score free stuff. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurants.com. Eats, drinks, scenic views. We'll give away that gift card from Twin Peaks to the Tailgater of the Week when we're at our pregame show tomorrow at Applebee's. Coverage at Applebee's starts at 6 o'clock with Brad Jones, but we also have coverage starting at 4 o'clock with the Bison Report show, Ross Uglum live down in Tucson. Right now, let's jump back on over to the Epic Companies hotline and talk with former Bison linebacker MJ Stumpf. You might remember he got the scoring started in that win over Iowa in 2016 with this play.
Third down and 11, ball at the 27-yard line, right hash. Oh, Beathard wasn't expecting the snap, but he was able to catch it. He's hit. The ball's a fumble, and it's caught and picked off the other way. 10, 5, touchdown. MJ Stumpf picked it out of the air. Beathard was hammered from the backside, and Stumpf was Johnny on the spot, catching the ball, popped up in the air, and taking it back for a pick six.
That one got the scoring started, made it 7-0 after the extra point as well. MJ Stumpf with the big play early on, what would end up being a 23-21 win over the Iowa Hawkeyes there in Iowa City. And MJ joins us on the phone lines right now. Sir, great to have you on. Appreciate you giving us some time today. I played that little highlight clip. What comes to mind for you?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. Yeah, just brings back good memories. It was a fun day. That was a great crowd, and yeah, kind of just makes me smile listening back in on that.
Take us through the play, what you remember. I'm sure that one sticks in your memory a little bit. I believe there was pressure from, was it Pierre G. Tucker that got the pressure on Beathard there, and the ball's up in the air and just right spot, right time for you?
Absolutely. That was all Pierre. So I was just in the right spot at the right time, and I was actually supposed to be blitzing there, and I kind of just got caught underneath with the running back leaking out to the flat there, and Robbie came down and grabbed him, and he was kind of in between on making a decision, and I kind of froze there seeing Pierre rushing off the side there and made a play and fell right into my lap, just had to run it in. So that was all Pierre.
Doesn't get much easier than that for you, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that was huge. Gave us a bunch of momentum, and yeah, we were feeling good after that play. So just it was a fun day.
I believe that was one of two touchdowns for you that year, and interceptions returned for touchdowns, correct? Didn't you have one in the playoffs too?
Yeah, San Diego too. I think Galen Allison put another one in my lap, and yeah, got us started off on that game too after we were kind of working into the second quarter, and yeah, big momentum play there as well.
Yeah, there you go. Ends up being a 23-21 win for NDSU over Iowa. The other big moment in that game defensively, you know, they get that touchdown to Chase Morlock. They get down and make it a 21-20 game. Go for two. Don't get it with about 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. They don't get the two-point conversion, so still down 21-20. You guys know defensively you have to get a stop. You can't really allow a first down. You can't allow them to get multiple first downs and run the clock out. What was the thought process defensively on that final stand there in the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you listen back to, I mean, you know, Coach Kleiman at the time said we came there to win, right? So I think it was a no-brainer. He kind of had his mind that we were going to go for two, and if we didn't get it, you know, he felt comfortable that we were going to go out there and make a stop. So we knew what we were up against. You know, the offense of Iowa kind of stalled out there, and especially the fourth quarter there. So we felt pretty confident that we were going to dial up a blitz, and Coach Entz, you know, put it in our hands, and Robbie came back in there and made a great play. So you know, I think all we had to do was give our offense a chance, and it worked out well for us.
Hey, Robbie Grimsley coming in, making the blitz and getting a sack on C.J. Beathard, getting him to the ground, and then obviously the offense takes over. I think the first play was Easton Stick scrambling for 25, 30 yards and a quarterback-designed run, and that got that offensive drive on the right note. From the sidelines, kind of a helpless feeling there, the final drive as a defensive player watching the offense go to work?
Well, he said all you can do is give him a chance. So, I mean, we felt comfortable with what those guys were, you know, capable of doing, and especially seeing that first play and Easton running down the field there, you know, we were pretty excited. So we got him within range, and I think I sat there right next to Easton when we watched the kick go in. So, I mean, it was, like you said, just give him a chance, and I think we all felt pretty comfortable.
Hey, MJ, this is Rob Hipp. Hey, I'm new here, man, but I got to tell you, I'm enjoying sitting here and just soaking in all the history, hearing from guys like yourself. We appreciate you being on. And correct me if I'm wrong, I was trying to go back and look. Did you play in 3 or 4 FBS games? I think it was 4. Is that right?
I want to say I got to dress for the Kansas State game, and then it would have been Iowa State in 2014. And then 2016 in Iowa.
So that kind of leads me into the question. You had a lot of experience as an FCS player playing against FBS teams, and obviously North Dakota State battling Arizona. I mean, what was that like for you and the experience of just being part of 3 of those games?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was fortunate enough to get a chance to dress for that Kansas State game, and I mean I didn't play in that game, but just being on the sidelines and getting immersed into what's going on and just the atmosphere was amazing, right? So, kind of going down there into Iowa State with a little bit more confidence, getting on the field playing, and then Iowa. I mean, that was just a great atmosphere. So, I mean, it's not too big. Once you guys get out there, it's the coaches prep you the right way, but I mean, it's quite the time being down there on the field and getting a chance to go out there and make plays. But once the bolts start flying, it's just another game, and you got to lock in and do your job.
Obviously, NDSU's had a rich history here against the FBS. What, in your opinion, are the keys to knocking off an FBS opponent? You've been a part of 3 of them, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, same thing thinking through this one. Just as the years go by here, you kind of get a little bit more disconnected, and, I'm not fully in the know what Arizona's all about, I guess. But, it's the same. I think the formula is always the same, and the coaches are going to get you ready. But, just knock them off schedule, right? You can kind of limit their plays, get them off schedule, get them out of their rhythm, make some defensive stands. If you can get a turnover, get a takeaway, I mean, that's what we're always striving for. And then just take it to the fourth quarter and give yourself a chance to close out the game, right?
Absolutely, and you guys were able to do that against Iowa. Catch up, Bison Nation, on just what you're up to these days. We haven't got a chance to catch up with you much over the last couple of years. Obviously, you graduated a number of years back. Is it strange to think you've been out of college football as long as you have been, and what are you up to these days?
It is, man. It seems the older you get, the years just keep flying by faster. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not disconnected, but it's almost like you don't know anybody on the team anymore at the level that you're used to knowing people. So, but I mean, it's all the same. But I'm actually I'm down in Dallas here right now. I kind of caught the team makers crowd when I was flying out yesterday, so I'm just down here for work. But I'm in the wind turbine industry, the renewable energy industry. So we're just down here catching up and on a few meetings today, and yeah, it's been good to me. I've been with this company for about 5 years now, and been treating me well.
Great to hear, man. Well, we're happy that you're doing well. Was really excited about that game in 2016. Obviously, a lot of fans excited about this one coming up tomorrow night against Arizona. You're going to find a spot to hunker down and watch it late into the evening tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll get back to Fargo early tomorrow, and my plan was sit down with my wife and Matt Plank and Nate Tangway. I'm going to try and catch up with those guys, and we'll watch the game, and yeah, we'll enjoy it.
That's a pretty good crowd to be watching a football game with, those 2 individuals, all 3 of you guys as well. We did have one text message in from Tim in Castleton talking about his memories from that Iowa game. He said, my favorite memory of the game against Iowa was listening to the Iowa radio play-by-play for a little bit and having them break down how the Bison completely out-physicaled Iowa. The radio guys and the callers were all losing their minds. I hope the same thing happens Saturday night. How did you go about that? Iowa was a very physical football team, always is. They've got the foreign boys as well from Iowa. The physical battle in that game defensively, what was it like?
Yeah, I mean, once you kind of get through, the first couple series, and say, hey, we're all on the same field here, playing at the same, essentially the same level, right? So we're all the same, and I mean, it's just the attitude that's instilled in our culture, and the way the coaches prepare you. So I mean, what was, especially, between our offensive and defensive line, I mean, that's where everything's won, right? So we knew what we had up front between our guys, and our guys showed out front in front of us, and, we're just cleaning things up in the back end. So it's just a part of the culture that we've got at NDSU.
Well, MJ, been great to catch up with you. Thanks for the time, man. I know I kind of called you last minute this morning, seeing if you could come on, so appreciate the time. Thanks for catching us up on what you're doing. Happy it's going well, and that was a great moment in Bison history, no doubt. So I hope you guys can continue to remember that moment pretty well here for the next couple of years, and great catching up with you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
There he is, former Bison linebacker MJ Stumpf, one of the biggest plays against an FBS team in recent history for NDSU. And you get the scoring started that way with not just a turnover, but a turnover that leads to points on a pick six. Get that early lead. Something like that happens in this one where you can pick off Jaden DeLore, kind of get him flustered a bit. Still a relatively young quarterback, just a second-year starting quarterback, started last year. Extremely talented, phenomenal athlete. There's no doubt about that. He's a very special player, but still young. I think if you can rattle him a little bit, get an early takeaway, turn that thing into points as well, you can really kind of fluster this Arizona team that hasn't been together all that long.
It's one thing that I'm looking forward to, sitting on the plane next to Phil Hansen and just soaking in the knowledge from him as a defensive player and the things that he's learned over the years, of course. So I can't wait to hear his thoughts on the matchups. And then, of course, we're going to relay that information on the broadcast. Phil's one of the best in the business. And, we got to talk defense. It's going to be great for Code Green to come out there and really put their statement down there in the desert. And as we've been saying, declaw the Cats.
Declaw the Cats. Yeah, I want an early turnover and turning turnovers into points as one of our Consolidated Communications keys to the game. Consolidated Communications has the only data center in the area that is SOC 2 certified with tested, reliable systems in place to protect your valuable data. For scalable, cost-effective data center solutions for your changing business needs, go to consolidated.com/data center. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll learn a little bit more about what's going on around the area tomorrow with the West Fargo area in particular. They got West Fest going on and also the Bridge Bash happening this weekend as well. Catch up with the Moorhead Business Association when we come back here on The Insiders.
Always having a good time, but never letting it get out of hand.
I approach you from the front and kind of like, wow, this dude's pretty serious. Then I walk away and you're like, he likes to party with 2 R's.
You've got The Insiders on Bison 1660.
We take great pride in really doing all the research and the work behind the scenes to make sure that our products just work.
We have our own staff member that helps pick the hybrids and the varieties that work in our area. It's meant for you, not for somebody 200 miles away.
We test our seed locally. We produce our seed locally, so we get to see our production fields, where they need to be, and if they work there.
Need seed? Think ProSeed. ProSeed.net. Great seed at a reasonable price.
Hi, it's Kelly, and I want to tell you about my great experience with Valley Service Mechanical. They were polite and very easy to deal with. They were knowledgeable and helped me understand every step of the process. From the initial discussion of purchase options to the installation, it was a top-notch experience. If you ever want to work with professionals, I would strongly recommend Valley Service Mechanical.
When your heating and cooling needs help and your plumbing is on the fritz, call Valley Service Mechanical, 701-293-5701. Online at valleyservice.net.
Bourbon lovers are a distinctive group, embracing the differences from other spirits, all while expecting the rich variation of a good whiskey. That's why the Fistful of Bourbon folks, who have over 100 years of whiskey blending experience, are born to serve to those lovers of good bourbon, creating the masterpiece of blending 5 distinct bourbon whiskeys, sweet, balanced, and floral, with notes of cinnamon and licorice and buttery toffee. Fistful of Bourbon delivers a smooth, rich, full-fisted flavor like all top-shelf bourbon whiskeys should. See it all at fistfulofbourbon.com. Please consume Fistful of Bourbon responsibly.
Living at the Bridges has been a great experience for me, and I'm inviting you to come check it out too. Hey, it's Phoenix Rolls. The Bridges has all-inclusive pricing. That means internet, cable, electric, water, everything is included in your 1 monthly payment. And it's right across from NDSU, so I can walk to practice and workouts. The amenities are insane. A fitness center, outdoor courtyard with fireplaces and grills, cyber cafe, and an automated convenience store. Tour today to find out more or go online at bridgesnd.com.
Every fan loves an explosive play on the field when someone breaks free and takes it to the house. Take that feeling anywhere with the explosive taste of Bud Light Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the NDSU Bison. Bud Light Seltzer is always the right call for game day. The bold flavor of the hard soda variety pack and the all-new seasonal apple slices flavors will definitely score points with your team in the tailgate zone or inside the Fargo Dome. Bud Light Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the NDSU Bison. Please drink responsibly, never drink and drive.
When you're making decisions about your ag operation finances, you need access to the experts. This is Scott Solandic with Cornerstone Bank. Whether you're just starting your operation or looking to grow, we're here to talk you through those financial decisions. We're the kind of people who get to know you and genuinely appreciate your needs. If you're looking for a bank that's been specializing in ag banking for generations, come see us at Cornerstone Bank.
Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Homewood Suites wants you to feel at home. This upscale extended stay brand understands that being away from home can be challenging. So Homewood Suites in North Fargo has designed their amenities to make life easier for you. At Homewood, you can relax in a variety of suites with full kitchens, complimentary hot breakfast, outdoor grills, and recreational areas that make stays more familiar. When you need to be away, but you still want to feel like home, choose Homewood Suites by Hilton. Find out more and book a stay at HomewoodSuites.com.
If you're in the market for a new or used truck or SUV,
Check out Muscatel Burns Ford in Holly. They are the only area Ford dealership to be awarded Ford's Elite 2021 President's Award for first place service. Muscatel's is known for their low prices, good selection, and exceptional service. So the next time you're cruising around, stop in Muscatel Burns Ford, just 20 minutes from Moorhead on Highway 10 in Holly. Hey, get your next Ford from Ward.
Here's your Red River Valley weather update on Bison 1660.
Cool, wet conditions to end the week. Only 61 for a high and 30% chance of some showers. Tonight, still about a 25% chance of some rain and mostly cloudy skies with a low in the mid-50s. This weather update brought to you by Minn Kota Windows. Just when your kids thought it was time to head outside, a storm hits. Trust Minn Kota Windows. Minn Kota's high-quality vinyl windows will keep them and your home safe. Weather the storm with Minn Kota Windows. Midwest built, Midwest tough. Guaranteed for life.
If you need any professional advice, they may not be your guys.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
But if you need information on NDSU, then they got you covered. It's the Insiders on Bison 1660.
Welcome back to the Insiders here on Bison 1660 with you live inside our Theraldson Ethanol Broadcast Center, getting you ready for this weekend. Not only a big weekend for NDSU football, but a big weekend, again, for all of our students in the area as school has gotten going, not only in North Dakota, but across the river over in Moorhead as well. And for that, let's talk with the Moorhead Business Association. We've got Sherry and Alicia in here because it's Bridge Bash season, and we've got the Bridge Bash going on here September 17th at the Viking Ship Park and the Young Kump Center. Sherry, Alicia, both of you, very excited to have you in. This is a fun time of year when you get school back going around the area.
Andy, thank you for having us. We are so excited to welcome back the college students to Moorhead. We have a lot of free things going on that day, but we also have 3 food trucks that will be out there that day. So come on out early. We've got Mama G's, we have Misfits Barbecue, as well as the Northern Brain Freeze. We have a lot of things going on that day, so please show your colors, join us, and take part in the events that we have going on.
And Alicia, this is obviously taking place in Moorhead. We're here at Bison 1660, but this is for all of the college students in the area. You've got obviously multiple universities in this tri-state area, all of them taking part in the Bridge Bash.
Yes, so yeah, Concordia, MSUM, M-State, and NDSU, and any other random college. I don't know. If you made up your own college, you can come too.
Okay. Can you come down from Grand Forks?
Sure.
There you go. If you want to make the trip, come down. Bridge Bash, September 17th, 1 to 4 p.m. Here at the Viking Ship Park and the Young Kump Center. And there's so many free different things to do. Free entertainment. I see a photo booth. I see kayaks and canoe rentals, travel escape rooms, a bunch of things going on. Alicia, is there any one thing that you guys are really proud of this year for the Bridge Bash?
Well, I know that, groceries have gotten really expensive.
Yes.
And we're doing grocery bingo. So the students can come play bingo and win bags of groceries.
That is actually really big because, groceries have gone up. Everything's been going up. But groceries, what was your guys' favorite go-to grocery? Do you remember? Or thing to cook when you were in school? Do you have any ideas, any memories?
I did a lot of pizza rolls.
I was right there with you. Pizza rolls were one of my favorites, or just the frozen pizza.
I did frozen pizza between the windows in the wintertime. It was awesome. In the dorm room?
There you go. Oh, yeah, I got you. I was also big on mac and cheese. That was me.
That we have a lot of in my car right now are all the groceries for this event. So, yeah, there's mac and cheese in there for sure.
Yes.
And we want to thank the Moorhead American Legion and also the Lotus Center and Minnesota Rec for being the sponsor for the grocery bingo.
Mm-hmm, of course. And again, we're here with Sherry and Alicia tomorrow. The Bridge Bash students are welcome. Young Kump Center, Viking Ship Park, and this is going to be a fun time for all college students in the area. You mentioned again, you got food trucks, a bunch of free stuff going on, and live music as well. So nice, obviously young college students. Live music draws them into the area. That's going to be fun.
It sure will, and it's a DJ too. So if you haven't met DJ Pretty Ricky, he's amazing. He's super fun, good energy, and it'll be the perfect music for the venue.
Sherry, what made you guys start doing the Bridge Bash and have this event for the colleges in the area?
Actually, we started this about 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. We've always had it as part of the Greater Moorhead Days, and we're excited to be a part of it again this year.
Again, brought to you guys by Johnson's Auto Repair as well. We should make sure we mention them. The Bridge Bash coming on tomorrow, 1 to 4 at the Viking Ship Park. So many free things to do. Again, photo booth, canoe and kayak rentals, travel escape rooms. You got live music. Grocery bingo is a big one, and there's apparently mac and cheese involved, so that should get people involved even more. And this is getting put on by the Moorhead Business Association. Sherry and Alicia here with us. Appreciate both of you guys doing this. Appreciate you guys coming in as well for this segment and talking with us about the Bridge Bash. This should be a really fun event coming up tomorrow.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, and wear your college colors so that we can see who's representing the most.
Yes, absolutely. We got to wear those ones. Wear the NDSU ones. Everybody else don't wear them, but NDSU fans go, or NDSU students wear them for the Bridge Bash there, Young Kump Center and the Vikings Ship Park. Also, tomorrow we've got a little parade over in West Fargo. It's Westfest this weekend as well. So a bunch of things happening in the local area, and then just in time to end those events and watch Bison football. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock kickoff. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock, actually at 4 o'clock rather, with the Bison Report Show. Ross Uglum's got some great guests from down in Tucson. And then the Bison Tailgate Show starts our local pregame at Applebee's tomorrow, north of the Fargo Dome, 19th Avenue North, Bison Tailgate, and then Bison Game Day. Both there with you at Applebee's. Some great specials as well at Applebee's, so make sure you stop by there. 19th Avenue North in Fargo, the new home of Bison 1660 pregame this week, but Hotline, the postgame show for all other weeks. The Bison 1660 crew going to broadcast live there with football tickets to give away. We've got prizes like yard signs and T-shirts to give away as well, and some freebies we'll be throwing out there at Applebee's. $12.99 unlimited boneless wing special going on for a limited time there as well. So stop by for our pregame coverage of NDSU and Arizona tomorrow up at Applebee's. And all of our game week coverage of NDSU and Arizona has been brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. Safe drivers can save up to 30% on their premium when they download the new Drive for Less app from Nodak Insurance. Download the Nodak Insurance app to enroll and start saving today. Visit NodakINS.com. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Time to wrap up the show and wrap up the week. Getting ready to declaw the Cats when we come back.
Champions play here.
This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play. No disrespect whatsoever, but I'm sorry to tell everybody the truth. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball.
You're home for the Thundering Herd. Bison 1660.
Theraldson Ethanol, the ethanol plant located in Castleton, North Dakota, is accepting applications for a process operator. Work 4 days on and 4 days off, night and day swing shifts. Applicant must have a general understanding of process and operating procedures and a willingness to learn procedures for the ethanol industry. Theraldson Ethanol offers on-the-job training and an excellent benefits program. Email your resume to hr@theraldsonethanol.com or apply in person at 3549 153rd Avenue Southeast in Castleton.
Businesses should know that Consolidated Communications has the only data center in the FM area that is SOC 2 certified. That means Consolidated has tested reliable systems in place to protect your valuable data. That's more important than ever with today's security concerns. Many business insurance companies require SOC certification at data storage facilities. You should work with a local data center that is SOC 2 certified. For scalable, cost-effective data center solutions for your changing business needs, go to consolidated.com/data center.
Dakota Refrigeration has been helping the Bison succeed behind the scenes. From their training room to their dining room, from milk to medicine, from ice to ice cream, Dakota Refrigeration has been serving Minnesota, Montana, and the Dakotas for over 4 decades. Locally owned and operated since 1974, Dakota Refrigeration is a full-service source for your refrigeration, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and electrical needs. Dakota Refrigeration, located in Fargo, Bismarck, and Minot.
We're with Chris Hoffman from Bonanza Agronomy. Chris, today's farmer does more than just grow crops.
Farmers also have to make payroll. Farmers also have to market crop. Farmers also have to run equipment. And oh yeah, they have families too. The farmer has to wear many hats. So if he can take part of his operation and relinquish some control, remove the emotion from it, partner with an expert like Bonanza Agronomy, and let's put a plan together with somebody that's already been through this.
Find them on Facebook and bonanzaag.com.
The Bison Hotline postgame show is broadcasting live this year from Applebee's on 19th Avenue North in Fargo. Come see the Bison 1660 crew live after every NDSU football game and register to win prizes including Bison 1660 t-shirts, tickets to upcoming games, and a whole lot more. Plus, take advantage of the great food and drink specials at Applebee's. Bison Hotline broadcasting live after every NDSU football game from Applebee's on 19th Avenue North in Fargo, right across from the Fargo Dome. Horns up.
When it comes to your electrical needs, you only need one call, and that's to JDP Electric. Whether it's a small residential project or a larger commercial job, JDP's team of professionals will work with you closely to make the process easy. Their dedicated team of professionals can assist with any size project or idea you may have, and even provide a few ideas they see that fit your budget as well. Call 232-1991 today to experience the JDP difference, or online at jdpelectric.net.
Twin Peaks is celebrating Mexican Independence Day all week with specials from south of the border. Sip on cervezas like Dos Equis and Modelo. Mix it up with a spicy margarita or get straight to it with shots of Jose Cuervo. And now it's time to raise your glass to the start of Oktoberfest and keep it raised for Twin Peaks' authentic Steinhoisting competition. Join in on Fridays in September at 6 p.m. for the chance to win weekly prizes and Sam Adams swag. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Oh, mama, it's a touchdown for Zach Mathis, and the Bison are on the board for the first time this season.
This week, the Bison hit the road and look to take down another FBS opponent as they travel to Tucson, Arizona to take on the Arizona Wildcats. Our coverage starts at 5 p.m. with kickoff scheduled for 10 p.m. Saturday night. Coverage of NDSU versus Arizona is brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company. Nodak Insurance Company has the agents with answers. Online at nodakins.com.
Jeremy here at Horsch in Mapleton. Did you know that Horsch manufactures premier planting, seeding, and tillage solutions right here in the FM area? We are proud to be a family-owned business based out of Germany and would love for you to join our team right here in Mapleton. We offer competitive pay, full benefits, and paid family time from Christmas to New Year's. Please visit Horsch.com to view our current openings.
You're listening to your home for NDSU athletics.
Lipke to the 10, cuts it back 5, shot in there, baby!
Bison 1660.
Oh, we're hearing that Saturday night. Lipke dodging some tacklers. Can he get in there? Get in there! Get in there! Touchdown! That's what I'm hoping we hear. You know? Oh, mama! Touchdown! Hunter Lipke. You can throw more than 4. There's no limit to just 4, Rob.
5.
You can throw just good big plays, you know? Big plays. The oh mama plays. Oh mama worthy plays.
It's going to be a hashtag on Twitter coming at you soon. Everybody's got their own more. You know, I don't think about it a lot, to be honest. I mean, as a broadcaster, everyone's like, what's your signature call going to be? I use Oh Baby a lot, but I'd listen to a lot of Jeff's calls, and he used it. So I didn't want to seem like, okay, I'm copying Jeff. And then I just started thinking, man, you're out working. When you were a kid, what'd you like to come inside? You like to come inside to Mom. She always had lemonade ready for you. Mom was always there. She always took care of you when you're sick. Oh, mama.
Oh, mama. A little homage to all the great moms
That's
out there
right.
in Bison Nation. We're here with you inside the Theraldson Ethanol Broadcast Center, one of the nation's largest ethanol facilities, a 175 million gallon per year ethanol plant located just west of Castleton. You can join their growing team and fuel your future by viewing open positions at theraldsonethanol.com. Give me a key to this one. We've kind of dissected this one a whole bunch. I think we've talked about some of the key players, the guys that have to have good games for NDSU. I know we said get a turnover early, kind of fluster them earlier in the show. Give me another key to success for this Bison team when they take on Arizona.
I think the biggest key is just continue to excel off the energy from the first 2 games. Come out, get an early start, get an early lead. You just got to feed off of that energy. We've called these first 2 games kind of a step-up game is how they've been defined. So continue to feed off of that energy. Code Green, get in a couple of stops. That will set the tone for the rest of the ball game.
That's a Consolidated Communications key to the game. Consolidated Communications provides powerful, customer-focused communication solutions for businesses of all sizes. Contact Consolidated Communications for business data, cloud services, voice, network security, or a variety of digital workplace solutions for your business. And one more reminder, we're giving away our Twin Peaks Tailgater of the Game gift certificate at Applebee's tomorrow for our pregame coverage. You want to be the tailgater of the game for this week against Arizona. Come out and support us there at Applebee's. We'll give away that gift card every week. Home games, Chris Hansen's giving it out. Road games, we'll be giving it out some other way as well. So the tailgater of the week is always brought to you by Twin Peaks. If you're a fan of Twin Peaks, sign up for their e-club to stay up to date on all things Twin Peaks and to score free stuff. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurants.com. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Flight getting out of here in just a little bit. NDSU getting ready to take on Arizona, the Tucson takeover. Again, we've mentioned this a few times. There's a bunch of things happening down in Tucson. So if you're a Bison fan that's already down there and you're listening, or if you're a fan that's going down here today or going down early tomorrow for the game, you're wondering, where do I go? What can we do? There's a website, ndsufoundation.com/Bison-verse-Wildcats-2022. That's the website there. Just look for that on the ndsufoundation.com website. Has all the information for you. NDSU tailgating. Get together with Bison Nation ahead of the game, hosted by the NDSU Foundation on Saturday, September 17th, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time there in Tucson. So 2 p.m. locally in Tucson. There's official NDSU tailgate zone on the corner of Campbell Avenue and University Boulevard. Parking is a little bit limited, but there is free transportation from Sunlink Streetcar. So some places, some ways to get to the tailgating, some ways to get to Arizona Stadium. Food and drinks will only be available for purchase in the official NDSU tailgate zone. Outside beverages will not be allowed in that tailgate lot. And they've got a whole bunch of things going on tonight as well. The BFPA, the former Bison Players Association, they'll be at Frog and Firkin. I know there's some other events going on down around the area. So if you're wondering what can we do, where are places in Arizona to go, and how do we get to the game and get to tailgating, again, the website is ndsufoundation.com. They've got a link there for all the Arizona stuff. Go there, and you'll be able to find everything you need to do, even some places for tickets. I think there's still some tickets available. That's what Rich Herrera told us earlier. So pack that place. Let's make Arizona Stadium another Fargo Dome. Let's make that thing almost a home field advantage. I really think their fans aren't interested in this game. They're like, okay, it's whatever. It's NDSU. I'd rather go to the Arizona State game. I'd rather go to the UCLA or USC or Oregon game. I'm not going to NDSU. I think there's tickets available. There still definitely are tickets available. So if you're down there or you're thinking about going, go. Enjoy the game. Enjoy this awesome moment that could be one of those signature moments in Bison history. And again, the website, ndsufoundation.com.
I just went to the website. A lot of great news and events there. One thing I was a little disappointed. I'm always positive, Andy. You know this.
Yep.
But I'm a little bit disappointed because the Bison Tracker app does not have this game listed. And I was so excited to see that app in progress, and it is not active for this game. So hopefully that will that's a big one to be active in, I would think.
I know the people that are in charge of that. They might be listening. So turn that thing on.
Yeah, I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying, man, that would have been cool to have that active.
I'm with you. I think it's a great way for Bison Nation to know, hey, where are we going? How many people are down here? And kind of all come together a bit. So I'm all for the Bison Tracker app for these big games on the road. Don't do it for every road game. For these big ones, though, I'm all for it happening. I'm also all for the Bison 1660 Road Tour. We've had a couple of stops on that this week, a couple more again next week as well. Our Bison Road Tour is brought to you by The Bridges, and all of our stops are on our website, bison1660.com. Click on the Bison Road Tour rotating banner, the image, and you can find all of our stops there on our website. It's brought to you by The Bridges. They make college living easy with all-inclusive pricing. Everything is included in your monthly lease, and also fully furnished units as well. So college living very easy at The Bridges. You can take a tour today up by campus or go online to bridgesnd.com. And today's show brought to you in part by Red River Commodities with Sun Butter. Sun Butter, the maker of delicious sunflower butters the whole family can enjoy. Free of the top 8 food allergens and grown in the tri-state area and then produced locally in Fargo at Red River Commodities. Sun Butter, simple ingredients, delicious flavor. Humongous fan of the chocolate Sun Butter. That'll do it. There's the music. I hear it. Micah Bindy's playing it for us.
Revving it up.
Revving it up. We're all revving up. It's almost difficult to rev up the amount that's correct. Because we're used to 2:30 kickoffs, 11 o'clock kickoffs. We got a late one tomorrow. All of our game day coverage starts at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Bison Report Show, 6 o'clock Bison Tailgate Show from Applebee's North Fargo, which is where we're giving away that tailgater of the game gift certificate. Bison Game Day from 7 to 9, and then Rob Hipp, Phil Hansen, Cole Jurek from Arizona Stadium as the Bison look to take over Tucson and declaw the Wildcats and come back with another victory. Horns up, Wildcats down, and get that victory, Rob.
That's
right.
Have
a safe trip, sir.
Go Bison.
There we go. That will do it for the week. Come back with us again on Monday as we recap What I'm predicting is a 24-17 win for the Bison over the Wildcats. Thanks for listening today. Come back with us again 11-1 on Monday.
Some things in life don't allow for a do-over. Your engagement ring is one of them. Stop in to Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry to design the perfect ring. Our team of diamond experts will give you the personalized service you deserve, hand-selecting the center diamond to crafting the ring of her dreams. Your once-in-a-lifetime engagement ring experience starts with Schmidt's Gems and Fine Jewelry, 3241 42nd Street South, Fargo. Online at schmittsjewelry.com.
The Bison Hotline postgame show is broadcasting live this